into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, oh, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Very good morning. Welcome to it. Take a deep breath. It is a brand new day filled with brand new possibilities, and we're going to help you own it, and we're going to have a lot of fun. A very good morning for myself. My name is Graham Richards. Such a pleasure to be welcoming you to the show. Amidst all the darkness in the world at the moment, we're going to take the edge off this morning, and we're going to have a little bit of fun. In fact, we're going to take you on a flight of fancy to the skies and maybe just beyond. We're going to get the latest news on the latest, most mind-blowing flight simulator on the market, and then we're going to take you beyond the stratosphere, exploring the galaxies. In fact, get into the life cycle of galaxies as we continue our wonder and enjoyment and love of space with an amazing panel here. And of course, any day that Amy Jones rocks up in studio is an amazing show. One of my favorite performers, but I think one of my favorite people in the industry as well. She's just an absolute gem. So we're going to have a lot of fun. But of course, we want to engage with you guys on our social media platforms as much as possible over the next 3 hours, and we want you to have your say. And I've gone through this journey with my little boy now, as I've seen him rediscover all of the things that I had the joy of discovering for the first time, especially when it comes to flying. It's one of his favorite things. It's not something that he gets to do a lot. Obviously, he hasn't been able to do it in a while. So we want to put it to you guys to let us know what that first flight was like. Can you remember it? Can you remember how you felt, the wonder, the joy of it? Let us know on our Expresso Morning Show Facebook page. We'd love to hear from you. We'll get some of those comments out on air. But right now, we have the pleasure of connecting with this gorgeous human being as well. Miss Jamie Lee Domberg is ready with those news headlines.
Good morning, G. Good morning, South Africa. Let us get you up to speed with what's happening in and around the world. We'll start with those national news. The Government Communication and Information System, in partnership with the National Press Club and the South Africa Health Products Regulatory, held a webinar yesterday focusing on COVID-19 vaccine safety. National Immunisation Safety Expert Committee Chairperson, Professor Hannelie Meyer, reiterated that the vaccines had been used for billions of people and had proved to be safe and effective. Meanwhile, Gauteng Transport MEC Jacob Mamabolo has said he was impressed by the turnout of people taking the jab at Soweto's Bara taxi rank. He commended the taxi associations for mobilizing drivers and passengers to get vaccinated. And then the South African Medical Association, SAMA, says doctors advising patients not to take the COVID-19 vaccine could be in breach of unethical behavior and the Disaster Management Act. SAMA reacted after reports had surfaced that some healthcare workers, including doctors, have been discouraging patients from taking the vaccine. The association's chairperson, Dr. Angelique Kutsi, has called on doctors not to spread unverified information which is not based on solid facts. Now looking to news further abroad, the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres has congratulated the government and people of Zambia after the country's electoral commission had declared opposition leader Hakainde Hichilema the president-elect. Hichilema won the election with more than 2.8 million votes over incumbent President Edgar Lungu's 1.8 million. Guterres said the overall peaceful conduct of the elections was clear testament to the continued commitment of the Zambian people to upholding Zambia's democracy, peace and stability. And then staying with your international news, aspirin may help fight aggressive breast cancer by making hard-to-treat tumors more responsive to anti-cancer drugs. A research team at the Christie NHS Foundation Trust in Manchester in the UK has begun a trial with triple-negative breast cancer patients. They suspect it is aspirin's anti-inflammatory properties rather than its analgesic effect that gives the boost. There's also evidence that aspirin may help prevent certain other cancers and lower the risk of spreading. However, it's still too early to recommend people start taking it, as further research is still needed. And then finally, like Yoshi, remember her 40,000 kilometer swim lasting 1,003 days to Western Australia? Well, Nobomvu is a loggerhead turtle weighing just over 50 kilograms. She's a beautiful red-colored one found entangled in a ghost fishing net near Gansbaai just a few weeks ago. Thankfully, though, she was able to reach the safety of the beach. Some 4 hours later, assisted by 13 kind people at various stages, she was at the Two Oceans Aquarium in Cape Town. Nobomvu Novomvu will be observed for a while just to ensure she has no serious medical conditions, and then she'll be released back into the wild. Now, during the few weeks she has been cared for, Novomvu has regained her appetite and is building her strength as well. The Two Oceans Aquarium Education Foundation works endlessly to protect the oceans by raising awareness and ensuring our ocean animals are safe and looking after turtles like Novomvu, and we love to see it. Well, that is where I leave your 6 o'clock news headlines. I'll be back on the top of the hour. Here's Graham Richards with a first look at the sports.
Thank you so much, Jamie. From beautiful young turtles to raging bulls. Let's start with rugby. Defending champions, the Bulls continued their winning ways in the Currie Cup when they recorded, it must be said, a hard-fought 33-26 bonus point victory over a determined Pumas in Nelspruit yesterday afternoon. So the log leaders trailed 26-14 just before the half-hour mark, but came from behind to beat that Pumas side. In other results from yesterday, the Cheetahs, they kept their hopes of reaching the semi-finals alive, edging out the Griquas 33-32, and then Western Province beat the Lions 35-13 in a dominant performance down in Cape Town. Then great news on the athletics front. South Africa's Maya Reinsdorf won gold on the opening day of the World Athletics Under-20 Championships in Nairobi, Kenya. The 19-year-old held off a challenge from France's Elise Russells and cleared 4.15 meters with her first attempt to bag gold in the women's pole vault final. Reinsdorf broke the African women's Under-20 record of 4.10 meters, which had been held by Serene Balti of Tunisia since way back of September 2002. Then some news on the motorsport front. Formula One yesterday announced that the Japanese Grand Prix will not take place for a second year over ongoing complexities with COVID-19 in the country. So a few regions in Japan are currently under a state of emergency once again with record coronavirus infections. The race was scheduled for the 10th of October at the Suzuka International Racing Course, but we'll watch that space for a reschedule. And that's where we leave our sporting headlines for now. Let's get into our weather and see what's in store. Some of those temperatures with a very dashing Tabiso.
Feeling dashing indeed on this beautiful morning. Good morning, South Africa. Uncle Tabzi here. Now, time for us to take a look at that. Look at the weather across the globe. We start with the South African Weather Service that says more snow, rain and thunderstorms are expected in parts of the Eastern Cape today, with light snowfall is expected in high-lying areas such as the Sneuberg and Winterberg Mountains. Now, the Weather Service yesterday warned that rainfall and strong winds could accompany the snowfall, so please brace yourselves for that. Good news is that the chance of rainfall for today in the Eastern Cape is 60%, and warnings have also been issued of snowfall over the extreme western and southern western high ground of KZN's Drakensberg areas and the extreme eastern parts of the Free State. Farmers and the public are urged to take care of their pets and livestock during these unexpected weather conditions. And SA experienced snowfall for the third time in the space of 2 months during the past week and weekend. It's a new day, which means plenty of time for our early risers to capture the perfect sunrise image. Thank you for that. This morning we start off with a submission from regular contributor Fatah Khan from Richards Bay, showing off the glow from the sun as it almost peaks over the horizon. Then we got one from JP Malherb from Robertson, who shared this peaceful looking morning with the sun just about to come up through the trees. Look at that, it's beautiful. We love showcasing your talent, so please do continue to share your beautiful sunrise photos with us on Facebook. That's Expresso Morning Show SABC3. Let's take a look at the temperatures across the country now. Starting off with sunny Polokwane today, 10 is your low, reaching a high of 23, with Mbombela coming in at 15 and 35 a max. Sunny Pretoria 8 and 24, with Johannesburg coming in at 7 and 22. If you're out in Mahikeng today, your low is 6, reaching a high of 24, with Klerksdorp at 2, peaking at 22 degrees. 2% chance of rain for Kimberley today, 2 peaking at 16, with sun and clouds out in Bloemfontein, -1, that's your low, reaching a high of 16. Sun and rain expected out in Richards Bay, 15 is your low, reaching a high of 22, with 40% chance of rain. Hey, brace yourself, some rain out in Pietermaritzburg today, 70%. That's your chance of rain. 9 is your low, reaching a high of 20. The warmest place to be today, Durban is rainy, 61% chance of rain, 15 and 21. Those are your temperatures, with Mthatha coming in at 7 and a high of 19. East London, rainy times, 10. That's your low, reaching a high of 16, with Kraddock at 4 and 12. Gqeberha, 8. That's your low, reaching a high of 15. George 6 and 13, with Cape Town a 30% chance of rain, 7, that's your minimum, reaching a maximum of 17. 55% chance of rain for Worcester at 4 and 10, -1 and 6 for Sutherland, and Uppington comes in at a low of 3 and peaking at a high of 18 degrees. That's where we leave it for now. The next update will be in just over an hour. In the meantime, step out there. If you can find any sun, take a picture of your sunrise and get it through to us. Expresso Morning Show, SABC3. Even if it's not sunny, show us what it's looking like in your part of the country.
You'll take snow.
Those pictures are definitely setting the tone for this Thursday. Let me tell you, I think I'm in love. I'm in love. I say this every single time, but guess who's in studio? I know you've hyped her up already. She's my friend. She's my favorite. Amy Jones is here with her brand new single. She thinks she's in love, everybody.
We're gonna spill the tea in just a moment, but she is just so lovely, and we've watched her grow and just become this amazing artist and this wonderful human being, so we can't wait to reconnect with her, and we're gonna do that in just a moment.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, everybody. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show on S3. It's time to meet a performer we've already been hyping up all morning. But just to give you a bit of fact, she was born and raised in the town of Paarl. Singer and songwriter Amy Jones' star has only been on the rise since the release of her debut single, Sunrise, in 2016. She has shared stages with the likes of Vicky Sampson, Nikasa, and collaborated with Cinnamon and Don Vino Prince. But before we get into it, let's enjoy some of her latest single. It's I Think I'm in Love.
Know how much you really love me. It's the keys to my past that won't set me free. I think I'm in love with you. You're the beat within my heart. I think I'm in love with you. You're the strings to my guitar. I never thought that I would find you. answer to my prayer. Love was blind, so I kept seeking through my
Someone's glowing. Someone is glowing. We love it. Let's give her a big hand, ladies and gentlemen. It's Amy Cross.
Thank you.
First of all, who is your favorite? Okay, because we're going to be just.
Oh, no.
You know.
No, I'm not going to answer that one.
It doesn't matter because you are our favorite. Welcome to it. I always feel it's necessary for us to check in, especially with musicians during these crazy times. So, how are you? And I mean that not just as a person, but as an artist. How have you been over these crazy, crazy times?
I've been really well, you know, despite what's happening around the world. I've been really blessed. And I can just say by the grace of God that I'm here and I can still release music, create music. So yeah, it's been okay.
Good.
I'm going to ask you, I'm going to get right into it because I think I'm in love with you. But you declared your love to someone very important in your life. It's your boyfriend, Lee, who was also your manager.
Yeah.
Spill the tea. Me and she was like, I was going to ask the question.
Can we call you Amy?
Amy. Someone actually invited me to something, Amy Lee. Like, it's just Amy. Yeah.
You
So,
come as a package deal
yeah.
there. That's great.
Tell us about that. Tell us about the relationship, just how you're finding balance between, you know, work life and just working together and creating music and still, you know, just enjoying this new space that you guys are in because clearly you are glowing, girl. Oh,
Thank you. You know, being now in a relationship, it's something that I've always dreamed of, and having to work with him before, you know, the romance started now recently. It's like, I always say it's like the cherry on the cake now. You know, it's just so sweet, and I've never been loved the way that I am loved now, you know? And I think when you have the same goal musically as well as in a relationship, everything just works out for the good, and I find myself being in a better space to write because of, you know, the new events in my life, and I think that's just amazing.
And it helps to have someone in your corner when you're leveling up because I get a sense, I mean, I've been lucky enough to have a front row seat to your career from like day one, and I've got to thank you because all of my crazy projects over the years, from when you were just a little girl with a guitar standing in front of an audience to asking them to love her, you were there and you've always been there, and I think that shows just a huge amount about your spirit. But I get a sense now you are leveling up. Does that feel like it, that this is a
like,
new kind of phase of your career?
I'm growing up, if that makes sense. Like, I have a makeup artist who started with me since my very first show.
Wow.
And she told me, Amy, I enjoy seeing you become this beautiful, confident woman, you know? And it's just kind of cool to transition into that. But also my music is also going along with me, and people are still appreciating and loving that.
So how would you describe the music now? How has that creative process changed, and what is the sound that you're enjoying the most at the moment?
The sound that I'm enjoying the most is these kind of slow, but also the fast. I'm like a bit of both, you know? Can't really place myself in a box. But I love the urban pop side, but I also love the EDM, the dance, you know? But for now, the pop is working for me, so I'm enjoying it.
we
Your
love that. We
wheelhouse,
love seeing you grow as well. But you was mentioning something just in the ad break, and you were saying that it's good to just see that you're doing so many things, like on the digital space as well, in the fitness space, all about speaking about mental health. How do you find a balance between all these different avenues?
Gosh, I just try and make time for everything, you know? Like in the morning, I have a routine, go to gym. If I don't go to gym, I'll go the evening, but I have to always make time. You know, that's like my time out, and also to be in a space to write as well. So it's just trying to put everything in a basket, but you get it right in the end.
Do you and Lee kind of have a rule that you turn off the job at some point? Because you must need that to be able to step out at some point.
I don't know. We've never really had that where it's like, okay, it's work now. Then it's like, oh, work hat's on. And then it's like, it's a relationship. No, we've never really had that. I think we've just always just been ourselves, and it's been working. I think when I met him, we just had such a good synergy from the start, and it's something that I've never had with anyone else when it comes to work. And just saying, Amy, I have your best interests at heart, and we're going to decide on this. If you're not happy, we don't do it. But if you're happy, we do it. And I think that's never changed, and that's very important to have.
Yeah, it's vital.
I hate to ask this because you said this earlier. You said, it's God's grace that brought you this far, but hoping that, God's grace just carries you through for the next years and the rest of the year. What can we expect from Amy Jones, from the brand, in the fitness space as well, on the digital platforms? What are you hoping to achieve for the rest of 2021?
The rest of 2021, well, hopefully another song. It's already done, and so we're just waiting on the right time for that one.
You think you love time 2?
I know I'm in love.
Again.
I know I'm in love.
Volume 2. Volume 2. And then possible like a little EP as well.
Okay,
so
I was going to ask.
Excited about that.
It must be quite a thing to build to a point of getting to an album release, but I think the fans are kind of wanting that now.
Yeah, they're like, just put all your songs like on one little album thing, so I'm definitely going to do that.
No, give us a teaser. Give a taster, just a little bit here, so we keep coming back for more. Coming back for more as well. The last time you gave me a virtual workout session. This time,
oh, cool, yeah.
we're doing the games. We're doing it together again. What can we expect for the workout? Are we going die?
Is she going to be scared? Will she be excited?
No, I don't think we will die today.
Okay.
Whenever we will.
But suddenly you became all hardcore when you said that. It was like all the sweetness just like ebbed out of your face. You're like, yeah.
No, just a little bit of abs, shoulders, and
shoulders. Yeah, that's good.
Got to get that performance body. But we are so proud of you and everything that you're doing. And I think you know how special you are to this show and why we love having you back here. So happy to have you here presenting some new music as well. It really is a beautiful track, and I think it's going to hit us all in the feels. Amy Jones, yay! So good to have Amy back in studio. She is going to be performing, I want to say for us, but it's actually just for you, so you want to stick around for that. And we're in for a treat. Now, from an incredible woman on the stage to an incredible woman improving the quality of coffee art in Ethiopia. Now, Women's Month is not only about celebrating incredible women, and there's so many of them, but it's also about celebrating the realization of women's rights. And the truth is, it all starts with gender equality, which is so important in Expresso. And over the last 5 years, the company has established many initiatives to further the growth and development of women within the coffee industry. That is great news. Now, these initiatives have enabled many women to become experts in the business and role models for other women. And today we meet Adanich, an agronomist from Ethiopia who trains farmers in techniques like stamping that revives old coffee trees, and it really does improve the quality and quantity of the coffee that we get out of that region. Take a look at this.
አምኜ ወድጄ ደስ ብሎኝ የገባው ስለሆነ ደስ እያለኝ ነው የምሄደው። ከመጎንደላቸው በፊት ቡና ምንም የለም፣ ዝም ብሎ ዛፍ ነው፣ የቆመ ዛፍ ነው። ያረጀ ቡናዎችን በመጎንደል ወይም ምርጥ ተሞክሮችን በመስራት ከእንደገና ነፍስ እንዲዘሩና ግን ስታምፕ ከተደረገ ወይም ከተጎነደለ በኋላ ከእንደገና ምርት ሰጥቶ ተሸከሙ ቀይ ሼት ቡና እንደ አዲስ ምርት ይሰጣል። የተሻለ ምርት እንዲሰጡ አድርገናል። የተሻለ ጥራት ያለው ምርት ሴት በመሆኔ ብዙ ሴቶችን ማፍራት ችያለሁ። ለትሬኒንግ ሲመጡ አይፈሩም። በስራዬም ራሴን ብቻ ሳይሆን ቤተሰቦችንም መደገፍ እችላለሁኝ። ህልሜ ልጆቼ አድርገው ጥሩ ቦታ ደርሶ ማየት ነው።
I mean, how inspiring is that? So inspiring, but also so rewarding to see the positive impact that this sort of initiative can have for women and their entire communities. And Jamie, you are watching in awe of this incredible woman who's doing fantastic work in Ethiopia, right?
And I believe that you're also making me a cup of coffee this morning.
You're a queen too.
Thank you.
So a queen deserves a good cup of coffee. I'm making you a nice espresso this morning.
Celebrating the women for the month of August, because it's all about the queens. So thank you so much for doing this for us.
Absolutely.
There we go.
And I see Expresso laying the foundation in the most beautiful way. So we will drink to
that.
Thank you.
Every time you brew a cup of reviving Origins coffee,
You're restoring land,
empowering farmers and supporting livelihoods,
so every sip touches hundreds of lives.
and offers an inspiring taste experience in return.
Oh, you can make my day.
Becoming a parent fills you with delight, nerves, and questions. Now, an original South African app has the answers. Whether you're expecting your bundle of joy or raising a preschooler, the Purity Journey Journal app is a breeze to use. Sign up for free and choose from a host of features, including 24/7 medical assistance, expert tips, and milestone tracker. Sign up to the Purity Journey Journal app for whenever you need some guidance along your parenting journey.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso, preparing for a whole lot of fun this morning. But let's get serious for just a second. I think as much as the world has progressed and become more inclusive, thankfully, menstrual health still remains a taboo subject that leaves so many feeling uncomfortable. And I'm not just talking about men. Maybe this is the case dominant in rural areas. And as a result, it's leaving people uninformed. Thanks to the Mina Foundation, we are destigmatizing menstrual health and giving women the confidence to live their daily lives with pride.
And the women who need our support the most are the women of South Africa who are currently unable to purchase sanitary products every single month. Now, we're encouraging you all to donate to the Mina Foundation on Back a Buddy so that we can get Mina menstrual cups to women who need it. Now, did you know that each Mina lasts up to 5 years? So this is an incredible opportunity for people to save, for women to save as well. Now, to donate and support, all you have to do is visit backabuddy.co.za/Mina-Rise, and you can get connected and give back to these communities and to these women that need it the most.
Yeah, so far 60,000 women and girls have been helped in the most extreme situations. We want to exponentially increase that, and we've got the books here with 2 Mina cup sizes. I love the fact that they've thrown in a little Lush. I've got a Beauty Sleep face and body wash. But the idea that Mina is a confident, powerful young woman who stays in school is something that we need to propagate. And I love the fact that we have jumped on this train over the last week, and we are proudly pushing us and driving this.
For some kitchen inspiration on this beautiful Thursday morning, and we've got a special guest in the house, Chef. Good morning.
Everyone. Morning, everyone.
It is so good to see you, and we're making some magic.
Yes.
There is a classic mayonnaise that brings out the traditional French in 3 levels of tanginess. The mild classic, the medium classic, the strong classic. Tangy, the way you love it.
Made with love by Clover.
The truth is, and anyone will tell you this for free, that potatoes are magic. They really are. Any day of the week, and it's International Potato Day, and to celebrate, we're making cremel cheesy croquettes, delicious morsels of croquettes, rather. They are delicious morsels, and yes, many people will call them croquettes or croquettes as well. Melted cheese wrapped in a creamy potato blanket, and Chef Joy Mavi joins us in the kitchen to show us how it's done. Chef, welcome to Expresso once again. I get really excited because I love potatoes.
Yeah. Everyone loves potatoes.
And most people do. A lot of people do love potatoes. And today is the International Potato Day. Can you believe it? That there's a whole day that's been set aside for us to celebrate and commemorate potatoes.
Sure. And today we are making creamy, cheesy potato croquettes.
Okay.
So we'll start with mixing our cheese.
Great. How many different variations of pronunciations of croquettes have you heard? Have you heard people call them? What weird, strange things have you heard people call them?
I've heard people call them croquettes.
Croquettes?
Or croquette. Yeah. Oh, croquette. Egg yolks go in. Yeah.
Great, so you've got your cheese going in there, then you've got your egg yolk.
Egg yolks, yes.
Okay.
And then we've got our grated parmesan.
Oh, I love it. It sounds like a creamy, rich in that cheese factor, right?
Then we've got our chives here that will go in. We'll leave some for garnish.
Cream and chives, they go well together.
Well, yeah.
I mean, you can't separate the two.
Never.
You really can't.
Never. Those are best friends.
No, but those are best friends. You can't separate them,
Then we've
honestly.
got some salt.
Okay.
Pepper goes in. Not a lot. Sorry about that.
And you seem like a very neat chef, you know, like you're going like nice and pacing yourself with every bit of the ingredient that's going on there, which we've got on our website, expressoshow.com, if you want to make this recipe yourself. Now, Clover Cremel is the only creamer with real milk powder for a creamier taste. You're going to be seeing how beautiful that's going to be looking. I'll tell you how tasty it is at the end of it. Now, other than tea or coffee, Clover Cremel can also be used in baking and cooking to bring out the rich and the creamy taste of many dishes, and that's why we love it so, so much.
So here it is. We're going to roll it into balls.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, not yet. And then we'll mix our crema.
Yes, I was going to say, chef.
Water.
Chef.
Sorry.
So that's going. So you're getting like a cup of the cremel going, the Clover Cremel going in there.
There we go.
Fantastic. I love that it lasts so long as well, the cremel, because the versatility of it, though, means that you can use it whether you're making tea or
coffee,
custard,
eggs also.
baking, and all of that. And all you have to do really is add water to sort of bring the magic of it alive, and you'll see it all just come together. And Chef has mixed the water with his Clover Cremel there. It's all going. Now, here's a fun fact. You can add a protein as your surprise ingredient, for example, like a bit of crispy bacon or chicken in this recipe that we're making. Even plain, these delightful creamy balls that you're going to be seeing come together now of deep fried mash. They're going to make you everyone's favorite, but also they're going to be everybody's favorite themselves. Okay, so our cremel is going there.
Careful not to add too much because your mixture might be wet.
Okay, so you want to just gently and slowly introduce.
As we go, yeah, exactly like that.
Are you like big on like convenient meals? Because I mean, I know you're a chef, and so obviously you go the whole way, but sometimes you really just want to be able to get that quality dish without spending as much time.
Yes, I am. Especially if you're working, busy.
Yeah.
It's easy to get quick meals that are easy to just whip up and put together.
Yeah, I like that. I like that I'm not the only lazy person out there who just prefers the convenience most of the time. I like that. Then what happens once you've sort of mixed it all together and it's incorporated?
So you will roll it. You will see if it's too wet, also you can add flour to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you don't want it to be too wet. It will be difficult to roll.
Okay, I see. The beautiful thing about this is really, like I said, the convenience and how quick it is for it to come together. So now we're rolling it into balls.
Yes.
Let's go. Balls, please.
Balls. Here we go.
Okay, so I've already got my balls here, which I actually rolled before you even
Beforehand.
arrived this
Sure.
morning. I didn't actually do that myself, but I'm going to get them. What do I need to do? Maybe take
So
me through
you
the
need to
steps of what
dress
I need
this
to
one
do.
into the egg,
Okay,
and
cool.
then egg into that bread.
So egg and then bread,
Then
crumbs
from there we will deep fry it.
Okay, all right. So this is what the balls would look like
That's
after
what-
you've done and made them. Please
There's
be
one
generous
product.
with this. This is really a PSA, public service announcement. Very, very important. Please, generosity is necessary when it comes to this recipe. Make as many as you can, because I'll tell you this, they are going to be such a crowd pleaser that if you make too little, you're going to be finding yourself moving from potentially being everybody's favorite to everybody just like side-eyeing you and wanting you to have made more. Okay, cool. So that's going to be going into
there.
our oven when it's all done. How long would you keep it in there for?
I will keep in the oven or
Yeah, in the oven.
in the oven 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
3
only.
minutes in the deep fryer. Oven will be 5 to 7 minutes.
So 5 to 7 minutes in the oven, and then the deep fryer would be about how
3
long?
to 4 minutes.
4 minutes. You see, either way, both alternatives, it'll come out very quick, and it'll come out looking really good as well. As you can see there, that is our end product. This is what they look like when they're all done. Look at that cheese coming out. It is a creamy, say it with me, extravaganza. I love it. Okay, let me taste it. I'll tell you now. Oh, splendid.
Delicious.
Splendid. Listen, if you missed any of the steps, and very quick and easy steps at that, go on to watch this video that we've prepared for you now.
Made with love by Clover.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Yes, time for a little tech talk. From light planes to wide-body jets, we will soon be able to fly very highly detailed and accurate aircrafts in the next generation of Microsoft Flight Simulator. A legend in the game, Grant Hines, now joins us to give us a bit of a wrap-up of what this is all about, but also take us back through the annals of history, because this one has an unbelievable history. Grant, first of all, how are you doing, buddy?
I am super excited. how are you doing, Graham? How's everybody in South Africa doing?
I'm now super excited because you're super excited, because I know that this is a narrative you can sink your teeth into, because this is one of the OGs. I was never one of those kind of flight simulator kind of guys, but I think for some people this is like an obsession, man, and it's got history. Talk me through its humble beginnings and how much of a history we're tracking with a game like this. Can I even call it a game?
Well, yes, technically it is, right? It's probably the most commercial of simulator experiences that you get. A lot of people that have played simulators in the past, like, you know, driving simulators, kind of owe a lot to the flight simulator genre. Microsoft released the original flight simulator in 1982. That was the first flight simulator. It was black and white. It looked terrible by any comparison to today's standards.
I'm sure
but it was the first
in 82
time.
it was incredible. I'm sure it was mind-blowing.
It was, and like, to be honest with you, it's one of those things that, like, it was ambitious, but especially on those computers, black and white, on like what it was able to do. But the idea that they've even taken that to another route. I mean, look at this thing. Like, who would have thought that this would have been a simulator in inverted commas, something that is considered realistic, you know, by any stretch of the imagination. And obviously this went on. Flight Simulator 1 to 5 went all the way up to 93. What you're seeing on screen right now is Flight Simulator 2, and they added color to it. And then with Flight Simulator 3 in 1988, they added a higher resolution. Remember, all these steps to pushing your computer as far as it can go to make the content as realistic as possible. And then with Flight Simulator 4, much better 3D. Remember, moving through a 3D space was actually, look at those polygons. Like, it had to be done, like, you know, properly. This Microsoft Flight Simulator 5 came out in 1993, at the same year that Jurassic Park came out. So that was such a big deal. And this one in front of you right now, Microsoft Flight Simulator 95, was the one that I spent the most time with my dad playing. Oh. And we did this on a 486, a Pentium 486 in the lounge. That was, do you remember that? Does that trigger some thoughts?
Just hearing you say Pentium 486, I can remember the excitement of my mates at that time who were into it, and how much of a quantum leap forward. That was a good year for tech. That was a quantum leap forward for us, and this game kind of tells that story. Where do you see this going, my friend, with so much history and so much tech, and kind of, you just think of the maths that's involved to get it this far. Where are we going to see this game go?
So obviously we're going to be checking out the latest one that's come out this year, or I mean on Xbox, but it came out like it's 2020, but it's just been released on massive consoles. Microsoft Flight Simulator is known for pushing what your machine can do, so like the limits of your computer. The technology behind it is fascinating, and we're going to get into how they've built this game, because it's not the way that you think a normal game is built. We're going to be flying around Cape Town a little bit later in the cockpit, and what they're doing, not only from a technological standpoint, is super impressive, but also from the idea that you can make games serious. This is not just a game that you just pick up and play and, you know, shoot your friends with. This is a game that you can learn how to fly a plane. And where do we stop with this? Where can you take simulators and learning to a completely another level using the machine that you have at home? Sitting in front of your Xbox today as a child could make you a pilot in 15 years' time.
We've seen racing drivers literally hone their skills while taking breaks off the track and not miss a beat. So I assume the same applies here. But I think there is also a lot of pressure on Microsoft to deliver something that the end user can really sink their teeth into. They don't want just a game. They want that, as you said. So, Buddy, I'm really excited. It looks like, again, a quantum leap forward, looking at the 2020 version of the Flight Simulator from Microsoft. So, Buddy, stick around. We're going to get into that in just a moment. And while I've got your guys' attention, of course, we want to keep engaging with you guys on social media throughout the show, and we're getting really excited about flight. I love reliving these moments with my little boy, seeing how excited he gets to get on a plane and experience that flight. And I want to know from you guys, what was your first experience like flying on a plane? Let's see if Tubbs can reveal a little more.
Well, it's like magic, right? It doesn't matter how many times you've been on a plane. Every single time that I step onto a plane, it feels like a brand new first time altogether. It's an experience. And so that's why we did ask you this, what your first experience was like getting onto a plane. Let's see some of your comments that have come through. Maylene Clark says, my first time was super awesome. On my way back home, my ears were painful till we landed. Yes, that can happen to some people. And then Talwando Philip says, good morning, family team. I think I never been in the plane, but I wish one day in Gqeberha, Nelson Mandela Bay. Ah, yes, and that airport in Gqeberha is so nice and intimate, so I'm sure that the experience starts before you even get onto a plane. Michelle Price says, very scary. It felt like I was bigger than the entire plane. That thing was so small. I wonder what aircraft you get on, Michelle. If you got pictures of that, please do share them with us. We'd love to see that experience. If you ever have to feel like you're bigger than the aircraft itself, I mean, that's concerning. Nomfundo Nobegwa Ngenjane Zulu says, I was too excited. I didn't feel anything because I was a child. Though as I grow up, I start realizing the small things, and all I can say, it's the best experience every time. Yes, the takeoff feels so good. That landing sometimes can be a little bit on the sketchy side, but overall, such a good experience. Share your pictures if you've got those. Expresso Morning Show, SABC3 with that hashtag Expresso Show. Let's get down to some fitness now with Jamie.
Oh, yes, indeed. But before we get into fitness, we also know that flying to those bucket list destinations, it can be exciting. However, sitting for those long periods of time on an aeroplane might cause pain and even poor blood circulation. And this is why staying active and also just moving around from time to time on a flight is so important. Now, Kashif Yassin, the mastermind behind the Eastern Cape's Gym Morning movement, is back in the mother city to take us through a few stretches and exercise that can be done in flight. Twice in 1 week, you are catching flights, my friend. You are catching flights. Good morning.
Thank you so much for that beautiful introduction.
Thank you. And I said your name right the last time.
Yeah.
The last time I was like, Kashif Kassan.
Yeah.
I redeemed myself that one.
Shame.
I redeemed myself. But I love the fact that Mzansi can do this at home, in the comfort of their home. Just grab a seat, grab a chair, whatever they have. And this is how you're going to train us if you were on a long flight.
Yeah.
If you're catching flights like yourself
100%.
from Cape Town to Gqeberha, it's 2 hours. But I mean,
it's 2 hours.
Keep moving, keep being active. So take us through it.
Okay, cool. So we're going to simulate being inside of a plane. So if you're at home, you know, you guys can join. Okay, cool. So we're going to have a seat. Okay,
I
so
like
now...
this, I'm done.
You're done with this? Okay,
if I just need to take a seat, I'm good. I'm working out, right?
Yeah, no, we're still going to feel our muscles burn, okay? Even though we're sitting. Okay, so a topic that's spoken about a lot is DVT, deep vein thrombosis, and that's when you, to make it very short, you know, all that blood circulation and the clotting, it causes pain and swelling. We don't want that, okay? And how we're going to do that is just to promote circulation. So we're going to contract a couple of muscles, especially around the calf area, thigh area, and then stretch the upper body as well. Okay, are you ready?
You just book yourself business class and you can actually walk around all the time.
Yeah.
But if you don't, I mean, this is...
So for one is flying economy, then
me
we
too.
okay.
Don't worry. I'm not going to lie to anybody. Economy class.
Perfect. Okay, we'll get started. Okay, so you're in your seat. Okay, you're in your lounge. You're in your flight seat. What we're going to do is you're going to do calf raises, and then from the calf raise, you're going to point your toes up towards your shins. Okay, and then we're going to keep back and forth. There we go, and we're doing 10 of these. Okay, so you can feel your calves are contracting quite a bit, and there we go. We're promoting blood flow around there. Okay, that's fine. Here we go. Let's do 2 more. Okay, up, and then last one. Cool. Okay, give yourselves about 5 seconds just to rest, you know. Everyone's not so fit like you know, so let's get a rest. Okay, cool. After this, just make sure that you don't kick the person in front of you, okay? You know, flight violence is a big thing.
But I mean, if you're trying to get the person's number, you're just like, hey there, you cutie in front of me.
Okay, so you're gonna lift your knee up, okay? And then we're gonna roll the ankle, okay? We're gonna do it clockwise first. You do this for about 10 seconds, and then you switch anti-clockwise.
And I mean, the conversation starts as well. So the person next to you is asking, why are you doing this? Well, I'm just trying to stimulate, trying to be active, trying to make sure that I'm not stiff when I get off of this flight.
So if you're shy to speak to the person, you know, just lift the knee and start rolling. Okay, cool. Other side. Okay, we do this for about 10 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Other way. Let's go. There we go.
Bring it in.
Nice. Okay, let's go. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, you're gonna put it down. Okay, the next one is gonna be very, very simple. All you're gonna do is you're gonna promote movement around here, circulation, and you're just gonna lift the knee up and then down. Okay, up, down. We're engaging the hip flexors as well, and then down, up, Down, let's do 2 more. Up.
And again, this is not just...
And then down.
This doesn't
Okay, cool.
just have to be done when you're on a flight.
Of course.
Even if you're in the office, if you're sitting right
Exactly.
now watching us on
100%.
screen, you can be doing this with us as well.
100%, yeah, because you find a lot of people are just sitting in the chairs the whole time, so there's no excuses. While you're in your Zoom meeting, you can do this. People don't see your knees. This is all you see, so, you know. Okay, the next one, very, very simple. People don't even know you're exercising. I want you to squeeze your bum. You're sitting and you're just squeezing your bum, and then you relax.
This is weird.
Squeeze, and then relax. Do you feel that?
Yeah, I feel it.
Squeeze
You guys don't know that I'm
and
doing
relax.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, squeeze and relax. It's almost like if you have a fart, you don't want it to let go. This is it, okay?
Yeah,
Let
not
go.
on a flight.
Okay.
Hold it in.
Squeeze, let's do 1 more squeeze, 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 and then relax. Okay, cool, perfect. We're done with this one, okay? We're gonna do the upper body. So it's very simple. You're gonna take your left hand on the wrist, and then you're gonna come over. There we go.
Oh, that feels so
That's
good.
a nice stretch, okay? Okay, then when you do 10 seconds here, you're gonna swap, and then other side.
And at this point, someone's going to ask, chicken or beef? Would you like some water with that?
Of course. And then we relax. Okay, 1 more muscle group, which is very important, especially for me. I get a lot of neck pain. You know, when you're stressing and you just want to, you know, alleviate that pain, we're just going to do some nice slow neck rolls. Just be careful not to go too fast, because then what you'll find is you'll get a spasm. We're doing the total opposite of what we're trying to do here, okay? Let's swap sides. Other side, and I want you to really get a full range of motion, okay? Full range of motion. So you're going down and then completely up. Okay, cool. Then we're gonna do 1 more exercise, Jamie. 1 more exercise. So the idea is to just relax. If you can get your chest onto your knees, that's perfect, okay? And I want you to really hug yourself. Really hug yourself, okay? Just put pressure off that spine. I think this is a yoga pose, if I'm not mistaken, as well.
If it's not, it definitely is right now because it feels so good just stretching the body out as well.
Cool. And then we're up. Just relax. Your body should feel a lot better. You know, you're getting circulation into the body. So yeah, that's what we want. If you can, I know a lot of people don't like moving, especially if you're on if you're next to the window. If you can, please, as much as possible, get walking in and around the aisles. That'd be the perfect.
Well, we
perfect
are
movement
ready
for
to
you.
catch some flights right now with that exercise. Kashif, good morning. I want to ask you something quickly.
Yeah.
How is your omelette skills?
Oh,
Can you make an omelette?
I've never made an omelette before.
Well, Radio
I mean,
Market.
there's a first time for everything.
Kashif and Amy Jones is going head to head for our omelette challenge in just a moment, but we'll see you after this.
Join Expresso on the 20th of August as we shake off winter and forget our worries in the sun-kissed city of Umhlatuze. Live again in the gorgeous outdoors of Enseleni Nature Reserve, Shisanyama subtropical style in the home of spice and aroma. Take the spring air with Tula Tula's magnificent beasts, and if checking back in with your culture is what floats your boat, then Egugwini Village and KwaZulu-Natal is #open for travel.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to it, your feel-good breakfast show. It is Expresso. We're live here on S3 on this gorgeous Thursday morning. Thank you very much for choosing to wake up with us. Good choice. You're in for a treat on all the feel-good. We're cruising at a feel-good high altitude of I don't know what, but it's all feel-good. Now, we know them both for being fit,
Yes, oh yes, but how fit are they in the kitchen? That's the question we're asking our guests this morning. The way you make an omelette reveals so much about you. It reveals your character. I always say this. It's something I say to everyone. We're about to take part in the Expresso Classic Omelette Challenge with Amy Jones and Kashif Yasin. Guys, I mean, why am I smelling nerves from this end of the kitchen instead of smelling them eggs? Amy Jones, you seem more confident and comfortable in the kitchen than Kashif.
Well, I'm used to making pancakes, so I think it's a similar thing with the omelette.
Are you used to making pancakes?
Oh, far from it.
Oh,
I'm
no.
used to making scrambled eggs, so just...
Oh, no. Well, the technique to making an omelette is completely different to how you make scrambled eggs, my friend. Really, I'm going to need you to bring in a new set of perspective here, okay? Well, here's how it goes. For those who don't know, this is how it works. Our two contestants have 2 minutes to fully cook and plate an omelette. Okay, you're listening to these rules. The goal is to finish first and as quickly as possible. They will then be judged by me, Uncle Tabsy, on speed and on time, but most importantly on presentation. It's gotta look good. The other thing is I'm gonna taste them as well. So we're gonna be judging them on taste as well. Oh yes. Are you ready? Does that sound good?
Yes. Born ready, okay.
Fantastic. Okay, well, enough chatting and your time starts now.
Okay, cool.
There we go. I see Amy already going for her first egg there, breaking it, but it seems Kashif's got the egg first in bowl. Kashif, you're moving with speed, which is great. You're doing well on speed, really beating Amy on the speed factor there, but we know that Amy has made many pancakes before. How will she fare at the omelette challenge? It seems like Kashif may have lied to us about his skills, with everybody cheering, Graham cheering there and saying, get it in the pan, get it in the pan. I see, Amy, you've already got your oil ahead of time there. Kashif seems to have forgotten before he started this entire process that you need
clearly she's
some oil in the pan. This doesn't give me much confidence, Kashif. I'm going to need you to put your back into it. Get it in the pan! Kashif, with Amy, really like an experienced person.
Is it on?
Feeling for the heat. You might want to place it on that one over there. That's the one that's on. I'm sorry. It seems that speed didn't quite work out for you. They might have had to put it on the right side of the stove. Amy, it's going to heat up just now. Kashif doesn't know what to do next. You got your plate on there. You seem to know what to do. What's the plate on there for, Kashif?
This is a technique just to make the egg cook a bit faster.
You know your thing. Well, I'm reminding you about time. You got 40 seconds, 39 now on the clock. Amy knows that this is going to be judged on taste as well, and I see her really getting some salt and pepper, drizzling it all around, spreading it across very nicely and evenly. 30 seconds to go, and I see Kashif, you're checking if
how do you put this one on?
I don't know.
Okay, you got 20 seconds. It's all working. It's all working.
There we go. Okay, cool.
The flames there. Amy, do you make
Amy, I think you should put your
often?
Mine is high.
10 seconds to go. Oh, let's see. How's it looking there, Amy?
I don't think is something happening.
Something is happening. A lot is happening. What I'm not seeing happening is your omelette coming alive with your time is up.
No way.
Kashif, first of all, I saw your omelette looking like, or whatever mixture you've got in there, looking dark,
mine is only
like
cooking now.
brown. I don't know how to feel about that.
No, mine is lovely. Don't worry about
this
mine.
is buying you a bit of time while we're chatting quickly. I'm buying you like 5 seconds. I'm going to count you down in 5, 4, 3, 2. I'm stalling here for you. 1, and let's see your creations. Get them
ladies
off
first,
the
ladies
stoves.
first.
Ladies first?
Ladies first, yeah.
Okay,
Gentlemen,
cool.
come on.
Amy, get yours off, and Kashif, you can get yours off now. You know this is not. That's not how it works. You can't be cheating it. Kashif.
It's not doing
What is this swimming pool of?
What happened there?
The stove wasn't on.
Okay.
No, but mine is an egg under this pool of water.
Your egg
You see, there we go.
is submerged in... Wait. Why are you guys doing that? Amy, get it off the stove.
She's cheating, yeah.
Get it off the These scammers here, they think they're smart. Okay, judging on look alone, so far, it looks to me, and I'm sure to the rest of Mzansi as well, that Amy, yours is looking better. So Amy is leading the scores here, Kashif, on looks. I mean, because because yours, my friend, I mean, that is just shocking. We're going to give you a chance to plate it. We'll come back later, okay?
Okay.
Get it off the stove. That process is done. The door is closed. That ship has sailed. Well, maybe for you, you're waiting for the ship there in that sea of an omelette there. Listen, Expresso Morning Show, SABC3 with the hashtag Expresso Show. What do you think so far? Are you agreeing with me on whose omelette is looking better so far? We're going to be seeing what that's going to be looking like when it's all plated and done. Kashif, just now, this pen, you're going to catch it just now. Right now, time to find out what's happening in and around our world with Jamie and the news. Kashif, hi, my friend.
Thank you so much, Uncle Tabs. 2 minutes before 7 o'clock, time to have another look at those news headlines. And we'll start with your national news. South Africa has recorded another milestone in the fight against COVID-19 as a local company has been given the green light to manufacture rapid test kits for the virus. Science, Technology and Innovation Minister Blade Nzimande confirmed that the South African Health Product Regulatory Association had authorized a local biotechnology company, Cape Bio, to manufacture the test kits. Nzimande said the test kits, co-developed by Cape Bio and the CSIR, will help to reduce South Africa's reliance on imports, making it easier for the country to gain speedy access to test kits. And then staying with your local news, the Government Communication and Information System, in partnership with the National Press Club and the South African Health Products Regulatory, held a webinar yesterday focusing on COVID-19 vaccine safety. National Immunization Safety Expert Committee Chairperson Professor Haneli Meyer reiterated that the vaccines had been used for billions of people and had proved to be safe and effective. Meanwhile, Gauteng Transport MEC Jacob Mamabolo has said he was impressed by the turnout of people taking the jab at Soweto's Bara taxi rank. He commended the taxi associations for mobilizing drivers and passengers to get vaccinated. Then looking to news further abroad, Afghanistan's President Ashraf Ghani has taken refuge in the United Arab Emirates. Ghani left Afghanistan as the Taliban advanced on the capital city, Kabul, during the weekend. The UAE's foreign ministry said the country had welcomed Ghani and his family on humanitarian grounds. Ghani has denied fleeing and said he had left to prevent what he described as a huge disaster. He added that he is currently in talks to return to Afghanistan, and the 72-year-old has faced intense criticism from other Afghan politicians for leaving the country. The UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres has congratulated the government and people of Zambia after the country's electoral commission had declared opposition leader Hakainde Hichilema the president-elect. Hichilema won the election with more than 2.8 million votes over incumbent President Edgar Lungu's 1.8 million. Guterres said the overall peaceful conduct of the elections was clear testament to the continued commitment of the Zambian people to upholding Zambia's democracy, peace and stability. And then finally, PhD candidate in wine biotechnology at Stellenbosch University, Ricardo Smart, who's 29 years old, was recently honored with the City of Cape Town's Mayoral Community Service Award for leadership for someone who, and I quote, exhibits selfless leadership at the grassroots level. As head boy of Blackheath High School near Cape Town in 2009, he didn't even know where Stellenbosch University was, he says, but Charlton Hendricks, a teacher, helped Smart gain admission to Stellenbosch, and I guess it's safe to say the rest is history. Today, Smart holds a BSc Honours degree in medical microbiology and MSc in microbiology, and is currently a PhD candidate in wine biotechnology as well. He has tutored learners in Blackheath free of charge and has received several other awards for community service, including the 2019 Golden Key International Council Award for Community Leadership, a Gold Status Award for completing more than 100 hours of community service in 2017, and the 2016 Rector's Award for Excellent Achievement in Community Interaction. And for that, we salute you. Well, that is where I leave your 7 o'clock news headlines. I'll be back on the top of the hour. Here's Graham Richards with another look at the sports.
Thanks so much, Jamie. We start with the Raging Bulls, the defending champions. The Bulls continued their winning ways in the Currie Cup when they recorded a 33-26 bonus point victory over the Pumas in Nelspruit yesterday afternoon. The log leaders were trailing 26-14 just before the hour mark, but came from behind to beat a very determined Pumas side. And other results from yesterday, the Cheetahs kept their hopes of reaching the semis alive when they edged out the Griquas 33-32, and then Western Province, they beat the Lions 35-13 in a dominant performance down in Cape Town. Then on to athletics. South Africa's Maya Reinsdorf won gold on the opening day of the World Athletics Under-20 Championships in Nairobi, Kenya. The 19-year-old held off challengers from France's Elise Russells and cleared 4.15 meters with her first attempt to bag gold in the women's pole vault final. Reinsdorf broke the African women's Under-20 record of 4.10 meters that had been held by Serene Balti of Tunisia since way back of September 2002. And then finally, onto motorsport. Not the best news to report on. Formula One yesterday announced that the Japanese Grand Prix will not take place for a second year. This over ongoing complexities with COVID-19 in the country. Few regions in Japan are currently back under a state of emergency with record coronavirus infections. The race was scheduled for the 10th of October at the Suzuka International Racing Course. We'll certainly watch that space. Well, that's where we leave our sporting headlines for this hour. Let's get another climate update, a global perspective on our weather, and of course some of those temperatures you can look forward to here in SA.
Oh, yes, indeed, G. Climate change continues to hug the headlines. Major weather news to hand shortly before midnight last night says a worldwide ban on ozone-depleting chemicals in 1987 averted a climate catastrophe today. The Montreal Protocol on Substances that Deplete the Ozone Layer banned chemicals such as chlorofluorocarbons, also known as CFC. Without the protocol, Earth and its flora would have been exposed to far more of the sun's ultraviolet, that is UV radiation. Former UN Secretary General Kofi Annan has called it perhaps the single most successful international agreement. Leading researcher Dr. Paul Young of the Lancaster Environment Centre said science was listened to and acted upon, but he said, and I quote, "We have not seen that to the same degree with climate change." He also added that at least it was nice to see that the world could come together to act against climate change. Now, every day is a new beginning. Take a deep breath and start again. This is why we love to start the day with some stunning sunrise images taken by our fantastic viewers, you at home. Now, we start off with Lee Vessels from Mossel Bay, who captured this absolutely breathtaking view overlooking steep cliffs and a rocky shoreline. Next, we head to Alberton in Gauteng, where Louise G. Sherry, one of our regulars, took this stunning photo of clouds stretching across the sky with the sun casting a beautiful glow from behind those clouds. We absolutely love seeing it. Keep it coming on our social media pages. Who knows, you might just get a young feature here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. But right now, here is a second look at the temperatures for today. We start off with you, Polokwane. Do expect a low of 10 today. That will peak at 28. If you find yourself in Umbumbela, expect a range of 15 to 35. For you, Pretoria, there's a minimum of 8 and a maximum of 24. And then for Johannesburg, do expect a low of 7. That will peak at 22. Mahikeng, your range is 6 to 24. Klerksdorp following with 2 to 22, and then Kimberley, your minimum is 2 with a maximum of 16. Bloemfontein, your range is 1 to 16, and if you do find yourself in Richards Bay today, partly cloudy conditions are expected with a low of 15 peaking at 22. Pietermaritzburg, rain is coming your way with a 70% chance of rain with a low of 9 that will peak at 20, and then South Africa's playground Durban, rain is also expected ranging from 15 to 21. Mthatha, for you, it is 7-19. East London 10-16, and then Craddock coming through with a low of 4 with a high of 12. Gqeberha 8-15. George, for you as well, 72% chance of rain today with a low of 6 and a high of 13. The mother city Cape Town can expect 30% chance of rain, which will range from 7 to 17. Worcester, for you it is 4-10. Sutherland coming through with -1 that will peak at only 6, and then last but definitely not least, Uppington ranges from 3 to 18. Well, that is where I leave your weather here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Oh, and we bing it for the omelets, but bring it back to the kitchen. We put our guests, music sensation Amy Jones and fitness enthusiast Kashif Yassin, to a challenge, the classic Expresso omelet challenge. And we did say, or I said up front, that an omelet
says a lot about a person who makes the omelette. It reveals a lot about your character. In one word, Amy, and I'm sorry to put you guys on the spot like this, but what do you think that omelette of yours says about you?
Ooh, I think the omelette says that I wouldn't say like I'm very, I don't know.
Confusing.
On point.
On point?
Yeah.
Okay, on point. Well, we'll go with on point. Kashif, what do you think your omelette says about you, my friend?
Resilience.
Resilience. Well, it had to go through a lot, this. I mean, I remember seeing it there on the pan. I'm going to have to taste it. I mean, this looks like fish.
Oh.
Is this snook or is this is this even safe for me
I'm taking it to Outbay today.
Clearly.
To the harbour.
Yes, like. And it's hard, eh? Swartkop also. Why is this color? Why is it this color?
What did you use?
What? The lekker.
Sout Spansberg. Sout galore. Thank you, Amy. Let's taste Amy's omelette there. Listen, yours looks good, hey? It looks better.
I hope it tastes as good.
Okay, cool.
What made you smile?
I'm not smiling, I'm chewing. You know, I'll smile with any food in my mouth. Okay, I'm about to reveal who the winner is here. And can we get a drum roll, please, for that? And the winner of the Expresso Classic Omelette Challenge is Amy Jones, everybody! Yes! Yes! Amy, queen!
Thank you
that
very much.
not only looks amazing, it tastes amazing, and it says a lot about you. Kashif, your omelette says a lot about you as well, but unfortunately it doesn't taste good at all. And it doesn't look good at all. And it's not just my words. Everybody on social media, they've been leaving comments. They all feel that way too. This looks like a serial killer's omelette. No, I mean, you know it's all love. It comes from a good place, but you need to learn. Watch and learn from Amy. Spend some time with her, okay? There's a lot to learn from that young lady. Okay, Amy, are you prepared to take him under your wing, guide him?
Definitely.
Thank you so much. I love it. What did you think of the omelette challenge? Connect with us. Expresso Morning Show, SABC3. Ben, please, for this one.
Nourish your skin with Ingram's for Men, enriched with triple glycerine. For 48-hour moisture and no stickiness. Ingram's, your skin, your brave.
relax holiday with Marriott Hotels. Explore the best of Mzansi from our incredible coastlines, mountains, nature retreats, and bush escapes. Marriott Bonvoy members enjoy 20% off standard rates plus free breakfast, and non-members 15% off, and with flexible cancellation. Not yet a member? Join when you book. Book now on Marriott.com for the best rates guaranteed.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back as we continue on a tech front. We are continuing our deep but hopefully very safe and controlled dive into the world of Microsoft Flight Simulator with its amazing graphics and, of course, a populated world map. Grant joins us again now. Buddy, I have to ask, because you said something about the technology involved in building this game that would surprise us. So talk us through the technology of how this amazing piece of /simulator/game has come about.
Okay, so Flight Simulator is obviously about planes, right? You want to get the best looking planes onto the map that you're flying in. But for the first time, I think, in Microsoft's history, the focus has been on the map and the world. So there's two things that they've done. The two big technologies is a technology called Azure, which is Microsoft's mapping technology, and another one called photogrammetry. And this is where this gets really interesting. So I want to show you a little bit of something. Wow. I am currently flying around Cape Town because the entire map, and I'm talking about the entire, wait, this is too close. I know I'm getting serious. The entire globe is mapped out inside Microsoft Flight Simulator. So we're flying up towards Signal Hill right now, and how they do this to get the entire world, think about that, every square inch of our planet is inside Microsoft Flight Simulator, and how they do that is with satellite technology and live streaming the live images. You can fly. You can see the weather patterns here. I think you can actually, I can't change it now, but before you start flying, you can choose live weather patterns. I chose a sunny day and a cloudy day because I want to show you, but we can do live traffic control. So fly with real planes that are taking off from Cape Town International to Tampa. We can do that. We can also see the entire landscape all the way through to Tampa. And in some cities, you can see that even done like 3D rendering. We're flying over Sea Point. This is where our old studios were.
Yeah, man, I used to live there. I can see my old block of flats. I can see it. That is crazy. I mean,
all these people on dates on Signal Hill, you know, getting their first kiss.
We hope. Wow.
so we're going to fly. Oh, wait, I'm stalling because I'm only flying in a Cessna. Obviously, there are tons of different planes. But another thing that they've done, because the plane's so realistic, let me get into the cockpit for you. We are actually inside the cockpit now. Whoop, wow. I'm stalling. I might crash.
Don't you dare crash. Don't you do it.
I think I might crash.
He's about to prove that this is actually a simulator. You can land it anywhere.
My engine is off.
You can put it off.
But they use something called photogrammetry. And photogrammetry means they've taken photo. Okay, I don't know why my engine's off. I'm going to crash into Sea Point. This is not good. But every
just
why is my engine off?
Avoid people. Avoid people.
Okay, so anyway, as we're flying over here, and you can see inside the cockpit, this cockpit is super realistic. And the way they do this is through photogrammetry. They've taken, this is literally our old building at Expresso.
I know, look at it, man. That is crazy.
I did not intend to do this. I literally did not intend to do this. We're gonna, okay, everybody that's coming on the parachutes.
Okay, and jump out now. That's fine. No. It's just a scratch. It's just a scratch.
Okay, so here's the exciting thing. Look how good the prom looks. Look how good the prom. They only did this with AI and Azure. Hey, no one that's how crazy this is. And the photogrammetry means they've taken photographs of objects like the cockpit and the different parts of the world, and then using the photographs have rendered them in. So you get these really photorealistic worlds. There are cars driving past us in Sea Points. I know that the speed trap here is 50 kilometers an hour. I don't know what the
you definitely broke it. You definitely have. You have something on the way in the mail, and it's not good, man. So, I mean, it just looks spectacular. From your experience playing the game, how does this translate into a more enjoyable and immersive experience? What's it like playing the game with this level of tech behind it?
very high.
Well, we'll go into a little bit of a deeper review a little bit later. But the most exciting thing about the technology is that it brings you into the world. And when you play a flight simulator, it's one of those little things every time. From Flight Simulator 95, like I told you, what I did was I would fly to my friend's house. Sorry, there's a tape over my face.
Thanks for rocking out.
Let's go here. There would always be like, someone's house, and I would always go to my friend's neighborhood and my friend's neighborhood house and stuff, which was awesome and super cool. So yeah, I think what they've tried to do is to make this experience as immersive as possible by making it as realistic as possible and living in the world of being a simulator. So yes, this is great, and I can't wait to explore. In lockdown, we can't travel.
But
what a great way to travel.
Oh, buddy.
But let's get into the review a little bit later. I'll get into the review and give you the nuts and bolts a little bit later.
Buddy,
but the technology is so impressive.
I don't know if you've noticed on the screen there, but your push-up count is way down, hey? You haven't done one push-up for the day. So
where's Ryle? Why is Ryle not telling me to do push-ups?
I'm telling you, every time you crash, you're going to have to do 100 push-ups. It looks amazing, my friend. I can now understand why you were so excited to delve into this, to do the deep dive. And yes, we are going to get to the 2020 version of Microsoft's Flight Simulator, probably unmatched in its class, in just a moment as Grant takes us through the official game review. So stick around.
Some iconics over there. Now, after a terrifying experience on a turbulent flight when she was 4 years old, Leandra Pinhoard had her mind set that the world needed good pilots and that she was going to be one of them.
Absolutely. Now, after years of saving, she put herself through aviation school and obtained her private pilot license. And we caught up with her a while back prior to COVID-19 to find out how she achieved this. What a wonderful story to look back on for this Women's Month.
When everything seems to be going against you, you remember that the aircraft takes off against the wind and not with it. The first time I ever flew was my dreams becoming reality and then turning back into dreams because it just was too good to be true. When I sat in that seat and actually took flight, I knew that all my dreams was exactly what I was meant to be. Being a female pilot in a male-dominated industry is definitely the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life. As a woman, you need to do everything twice as good to be equal. You got to prove yourself every single day. From the way you look, a lot of the time you're thought to be less strong, and therefore you can't fly. At the end of the day, every day, it feels like a victory when you've overcome it. So I think it's a little more rewarding being a female in this industry because you actually win each day you make it through. Our job is not just climb in a plane and go and fly. Being a pilot entails quite a lot of different things. It's very diverse. So a lot of things we'd have to look at is planning our route from A to B. We've got to check weather for our destination, weather for an alternate airport, en route weather. We weigh the aircraft, we weigh the passengers, the baggage. So it's a lot of groundwork before we can actually get in the air. So I had to work for quite some time to save money to go to pilot school. Unfortunately, it's not seen as a tertiary education, so you don't get bursaries. So I worked really hard towards that, working and flying at the same time. And I think when I finished it, I realized everything wasn't as it was made out to be. It wasn't glamorous, it wasn't easy, it was extremely hard. And then when you finished with your pilot license, getting a job is like your next hurdle, and you know, it's knocking at everyone's door, handing out CVs and being extremely persistent. I think if you don't have the passion, ambition, determination and the drive to want this enough, you'll never succeed. I normally fly out in war zones, so we get a schedule of our flights that we need to do. From that, we plan for those flights and we get escorted to the airport, obviously, due to the danger of where we work. A lot of what we do is stressful. Landing, taking off, those are stressful situations because anything can happen. I think where I work and the outside influences, you don't really realize how stressful your situation is until something happens. What I love most about flying is taking off and landing. Every time you land, it's different. You can never land the same as you landed before, and that time you landed amazing. The next time you don't know how to fly anymore. So it's very challenging. I think that's what I love about my job is every single day, even if it's to the same destination, that flight is going to change every day. The advice I would give to anyone wanting to become a pilot, especially girls, is it needs to be a passion of yours, something you're willing to fight for every single day. And not a day goes by where I still don't fight for what I want. So if you're not passionate about it and it's not something you're willing to fight for, it's something that's not going to be possible. But if you have that drive, if you have that ambition, and you are there to say, no, I can, you will make it.
Yeah.
Her story is incredible.
Yeah, Andre, you are a queen.
A queen, indeed. Because how many people do you know who are able to take what might otherwise be considered a terrible experience, bird turbulent experience she had when she was 4 years old, a turbulent flight, and turn it into a passion like what she's done? It's beautiful.
And we are going to be celebrating more of the women in this space and in the industry with a music match. Amy Jones is still sticking around with us. And Tabiso, are you ready for Guess the Lyrics after this?
I'm good at that.
Are you?
Right?
Nourish your skin with Ingram's tissue oil and rich body care range for 48-hour rich moisture. Ingram's, your skin, your brave.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're just in time for some fun and games here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Now, in celebration of Women's Month, we are honoring these powerful female artists and playing a bit of a game called Guess the Lyrics with some of their famous songs. Now, how it works is I will give Amy and Tabiso a line from a song with missing words. They will need to guess the lyrics. Once you've gotten the word correct, you will need to sing a snippet of the song for us. Hi,
You didn't warn me about the singing. I thought we were just doing fill in the missing words, not sing out the whole thing.
No. How can we have such a powerful female artist like Amy here and not have her sing along with the lyrics? So that's exactly why we're doing this.
But she's already won. Well done. Congratulations, Amy. It was great playing.
Yeah. Okay, so bring your A game. Bring your A game. I'm going to start with you first.
All right.
Are you ready?
Yes.
The words are on screen. It says, I am filling the blank, no matter what they say. Fill in the blank, can't bring me down. I am filling the blank in every single way.
You ready?
I...
Let's get those words again back on there. And the words, I am beautiful, no matter what they say. Words can't bring me down. I am beautiful in every single way. And
extra point. Who sings this?
No need for the name of the artist, is there? Is it for a point?
We want to know, yes. She's a female.
She is, of course.
Yeah?
Christina Aguilera.
Hey, look at that. It is correct.
I'm
Uncle
good at
Sabzi.
this.
The voice -1 maybe, but okay. This is there for the effort. Okay. Next word for you, Amy Jones. Your lyrics are so, I'm still a I've got my moves and I don't space you and guess what?
Oh, this is a difficult one.
It is difficult.
I'm still I got my... Oh.
Can I help,
Not
Amy?
like a tip or like a...
So, I'm still a I got my and I don't
You.
I know, but...
Fill in the blanks, fill in the blanks.
So, still a rock star. I
Yeah.
wonder why.
Yeah.
I wonder how. Pink, yeah.
Pink sings it. The lyrics is a bit sketchy there, Amy. It's okay.
I mean, it's not a
back
point,
in the
surely.
day.
Yeah?
The
Is it
song
a
was back
point?
in the day.
Back in the day, yeah?
Yeah.
So
Even mine was back in the day, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
we'll give you a point for Pink and just for the, just...
So I've got 2 points and
effort.
Amy's got 1.
It's
Is that
1-1.
correct?
It's 1-1. Back to you, Tabs, because your voice was not up to par. At least her,
That's women's month thing, eh?
Okay, back to you, Tabs. Everywhere I'm filling the blank now, I'm surrounded by your space. Baby, I can see you. You know you're my... This is you.
Everywhere I'm looking now, I'm surrounded
You're so
by
good at
your
this, eh?
embrace. Baby, I can see your halo. You know you're my saving grace. You everything we need and more. It's written all over
You
your
should go into
face.
singing.
Don't encourage you, don't encourage you. Who sings it?
Beyonce, Giselle, Knowles, Carter. Mother of Sir, Rumi, and Blue Ivy.
In what
Carter.
year was it?
The year was 2009, and the album was I Am, Sasha Fierce, released by Parkwood Entertainment and distributed by Columbia Records.
Wow.
It's probably all correct. There's no way. The biggest Beyonce fan,
Oh,
so it's true. It's true. There's no way. 10 points. 10 points
Thank
for you
you,
for that
Amy.
one. Amy, back to you. Back to you.
Okay.
No pressure.
All right.
Your lyrics are as follow. I don't want no space. A space is a guy that can get no from
I don't want no scrubs. On me, hang on the side.
No.
I don't.
No, you are
Is
doing
it-
so well, but
But just
you
filling
read it
in
by
the
going,
words.
We just read
Filling in
what's
the
on
words,
screen.
you know.
I promise you, it's a point.
I don't
can
want
tell.
no
I can
no
tell.
scrubs. Yes, and then A.
The thing you don't want, but like one of them.
A.
Like if I'm doing this, I'm
A
doing...
scrub is a guy that can get
no.
A scrub.
No. Can get no.
Like your song is about falling in?
In.
Love.
Yes.
Love from me.
Yes,
Hanging out
and
the passenger side.
Of his best friend's ride, trying to holler at me. Oh, there we go. At least you know your own songs. That should count.
I used to
Surely.
Britney Spears and all that.
Who sings the song?
TLC.
TLC, girl.
I never used to
I'm
listen
not
to them.
gonna Lucian is here, just giving Amy all the answers, but it's fine.
So back to you. Okay, fill it in. Should I hold on the space? Will you let me space? You are a space, a resident, a resident.
I know that part.
In
You get
my
all the easy
space.
ones, you know.
Should I hold on there? Will you let me hit? You are a citizen, a resident in my heart. Trying to give up.
Now wait, we go back.
I don't know where I'm going.
Let's reverse. Should I hold on the...
The what? Should I hold on the path? Will you let me in? You are a citizen and resident.
Okay, please redeem yourself. Who sings the song?
Lady Zama.
Nice.
Indeed is
My
a queen.
homegirl.
And she's probably watching right now and be like, you...
I don't think she'll
Butchered
ever
the
want to
song.
come onto the show again. I'm
Never.
sorry, ladies.
Sorry, ladies and all. Sorry, ladies and all. Okay, final one for you, Amy. Did you hear the space? On the space today, people have space to give their love away. I can't wait to be therein.
Ooh, I know
I
it,
feel like
Amy.
I'm getting all the difficult ones because I'm already like an artist.
Yeah. Did you hear the
news on the radio today?
Hey!
People have to learn
Auswe.
to give their love away.
Auswe.
I can't wait to be there in life. Don't know.
That final, just to that last one again.
Yes.
I can't wait to be there in. Do that again.
I can't wait to be there when I don't know.
900 points right there. 900 points right there. Who sings the song?
It's the same as Doobie Doo.
Doobie Doo. This is Doobie Doo.
Yeah, Doobie. Freshly ground.
Freshly ground. Amy Jones coming through at the last moment.
Wow.
We have a
The last
winner.
moment.
We have a winner, and the winner.
Tabs.
Sorry, your cooking skills great. Omelette challenge.
And who's the
great.
winner?
The winner is you, Uncle Sam. Believe it or not, coming through for the people. What is happening right now? I don't even know. But listen, more of this magic come your way on your Feel Good Breakfast show.
So
Yeah, bo.
victory.
Well, Amy, you didn't get to guess the lyrics, but it's time for us to send you away. It's time for you to perform. I think I'm in love. Go away.
Aye.
Go. She's ready.
Winning feels good.
Does it?
Have you know?
It should
When last
feel
did you
good.
win a challenge?
Wow, so early in the morning. Uncle Tabs, it's not even 8 o'clock.
Nicely, man.
I will challenge you tomorrow. Guess the lyrics. Tomorrow, I'm challenging Tabisa to guess the lyrics, and then we'll see who's bringing the A game or not. Let us know.
Oh, we're having so much fun with her this morning, but we're going to let her do what she does best, and that is perform just for you. We are joined by the wonderfully talented Amy Jones as our performer for this morning, and she's kicking us off with her latest Love the Up single called I Think I'm in Love. Take it away.
I don't care about your feelings. I just wanna be alone. Love is lost, but now I'm healing. I gotta do this on my own. And even though I really wanna love you, I'm held back by the things that I've been through. And now I know how much you really love me. It's the keys to my past that won't set me free. I think I'm in love with you. You're the beat within my heart. I think I'm in love with you. You're the strings to my guitar. I never thought that I would find you. A simple answer to my prayers. Love was blind, so I kept seeking through my hurt and through my fears. And even though I really wanna love you, I'm held back by the things that I've been through. And now I know how much you really love me. It's the keys to my past that won't set me free. Sing with me. I think I'm in love with you. You're the beat within my heart. I think I'm in love with you. You're the strings to my guitar. I'm out of second chances to find a love that's true. I've never met someone who treats me like
It's so schmaltzy and it's so beautiful. I see what you mean about that softer pop sound. It's beautiful, but there's still a lovely driving beat, gents. Thank you so much for being a part of that. It is so difficult not to feel the love when you see this music video. Also looks beautiful as well. I'm glad that Lee wasn't completely overshadowed by the beautiful horse she had with you. Absolutely stunning, stunning performance. Available for download?
Yes,
Fantastic.
on all digital platforms.
Go and get it now. Feel the love this morning. Amy is not going anywhere. 2 more performances coming just for you and that special guy as well.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back as we continue to explore the skies from light planes to wide-body jets. Test your piloting skills against the challenges of night flying. Real-time atmospheric simulation and live weather in a dynamic and living world. Grant Hines joins us to continue our exploration of the wonderful and all-too-real world of Flight Simulator 2020, courtesy of Microsoft. Let's get into the game and the dynamic now, a little bit more kind of granular. Is this for a niche market? Is this going to kind of welcome new people to the space, or is this for those hardcore fans of Flight Simulator?
It's actually for both, and that's one of the things that I love about it. I really struggled with flight simulators because they're too realistic, and they've put on a lot of training wheels, if you'd like, just to make sure that it's a little bit easier to fly, because also part of flight simulators, for me at least, is the exploration. So here's a good example. I am now in a Boeing, this is an A320, I'm literally just taken off of King Shaka Airport.
Wow.
King Shaka International. So shout out to everybody that is watching this from Durban. I just flew over Umhlanga, and I'm so sorry because I thought Umhlanga was, you guys are going to be so mad at me. I thought that's where the stadium was, but it's not.
Shocking.
I see the stadium in the distance. I see the Graham, don't listen. Cut me some slack, okay?
Okay, I see you've done 160 push-ups, so I'll catch you.
I'm glad you noticed. I'm glad you noticed. So, obviously, this is like a great experience to fly over cities that you've known. And also, if you're missing travel, check this out. Sit inside the cockpit, have a chill. You can look through. This is all that photogrammetry I was talking about a little bit over. So, if you want to have a little bit of just a chilled experience, you can do flights in real time from Cape Town International to New York.
Wow.
If you want.
You
can do that, and you can just chill, put on autopilot, set up your setup, and go do what you need to do.
Do your push-ups, I suppose. So, buddy, talk me through. Let's start with the pros. Now, obviously, there's a lot of really positive elements to the game. Take me through some of the highlights for you.
Okay, so the highlights are, if you've got Xbox Pass, which a lot of gamers have right now, it's free to play. You can download this today and play it. Which is great.
Wow.
So here's the stadium ahead of me. I don't want to crash into the stadium. I just want to show everybody that there's the stadium. I've been on
Remember,
that.
you've got people's lives in your hands now. You're flying a big plane with a lot of people on
I don't
it.
know if we're going to make it. I just wanted to show everybody at home the stadium. This is not looking good.
No.
But the point is that, okay, it's easy to pick up and play. You can download it for free if you've got Xbox Pass. This is cutting it very fine. Oh, my word.
Yeah, you've just given some poor granny in her flat the fright of her life. Her and her little dog have just fainted in their flat.
That was bonkers. So the idea is that you can obviously like play for free, cool, get it, and then you could buy different planes as you progress and try out different planes. The more you get into it, so you can try it, see what you think, and then you can play it, which is great.
That's cool, yeah.
The other benefit is obviously you can travel anywhere in the world. You could travel through any kind of weather pattern. You can go through from South America all the way through to Singapore. It's all possible, literally all possible, and all terrains. And you can explore. If you are an explorative person, you can do that. The negative thing is that it's a negative and a positive. To get all of this, like I was saying in the technology bit about this, they have to use this Microsoft Azure, which means they're streaming all of this data, live flight data, live map data, live weather patterns that you fly through. All of that stuff is streamed directly to your computer or to your Xbox. So you actually need a very strong internet connection in order to do that. And you have to be online to get the benefits of it. Using cloud computing, this is one of the first games that I've played that has really used cloud computing in a phenomenal way to bring you a really immersive gaming experience. We've heard about cloud computing in games for ages, but no one's actually sold what was interesting about it. Now I understand. All of this data can't be done on your little computer or your console at home. It has to be done in the cloud. So the con of that is obviously the pros, that it's amazing. The con of that is that if you don't have like a lot of data, if you don't have fiber, if you are using 4G, you're going to really struggle. Fortunately, there is a mode that allows you to experience this stuff with as little limited data as possible, but you are going to lose a lot of what makes the experience amazing, to be frank.
Oh man, what's the best part about this game for you, man? I can see how emotionally invested you've become, and it's understandable. It's just so immersive. But what's been the best part about your experience with this new version?
The best part for me is that games, for me, have kind of fallen into like a rut. They are, you see the same thing, it's a third-person shooter, or it's like all these genres that are kind of in a rut. For the first time in a very long time, I've seen a game that has taken technology and has made gaming way more interesting and compelling. People that are going to be playing this, I know people watching this at home right now, you might not be interested in games, but you're going to, I might play this.
Yeah.
And that is a good thing for the gaming industry, and it's a good thing for video games in general. Hopefully, so many other game developers coming from this moment will use technology to create compelling, different, exciting, and unique experiences, just like what's happening here.
It looks beautiful. It looks demanding if that's what you want. It looks kind of laid back if that's what you want. And it looks oh so real. As you said, for those that want to explore this beautiful world because we haven't been able to for so long, I think this is going to scratch a major itch. Buddy, thank you so much for diving so deep, for crashing a plane and not crashing that passenger plane. I really appreciate that. And for the 160 push-ups, we really do applaud you. But buddy, what a cool game. Thank you so much for taking us through it blow by blow.
It's a pleasure, sir. I appreciate it.
That was a crash zoom just to round it off. Thank you, Grant Hides, for taking us through the Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Originally released in the 80s, how far we've come. As he said, a massive step forward for cloud computing. Just make sure you got a good internet connection.
Oof. Ooh, just feeling a little bit dizzy after that flight with Grant Hines, but hopefully that's not the experience that you had when you first got on a plane the very first time. That's the question we're asking you on our social media this morning. Tell us what your first experience flying was like. In those comments, we've really enjoyed seeing those stories that you've shared with us. Melanie Kramer says, first time flying was to Johannesburg with my employer, Joel Markison, to a conference. Now, this gentle giant made me feel so calm, kept asking if I'm okay, but what he didn't know was I had a full bladder and was so uncomfortable and not enjoying the flight at all, which made 1 hour feel like an entire day. Trust me, Melanie, I know exactly what you're talking about. Even just 15 minutes of needing to use the bathroom or the lavatory in a flight when you're not able to do so can feel like a lifetime. Simone Johnson says, I have been flying since I was a little girl, 8 years old, known as accompanied minor. The air attendant looks after you. I've always enjoyed it, made me feel so independent. I love that, and certainly something I've considered for my own niece as well when sending her off to come visit me or bringing her down to Cape Town. Messia Abraham says, good morning, Expresso fam. First time flying in the plane. I felt nauseous, headache, and diarrhea at the same time, and scared to use the toilet. Yes, because who wouldn't be scared? Let's be honest, if it was your first time. I mean, have you seen what those lavatories look like? It's not where you want to be finding yourself, especially during turbulent motions. Let us know. Please get those pictures through. I love seeing first-time flyer pictures. Get them through to us on our Facebook page, Expresso Morning Show SABC3. Right now, it's time to get some fitness going with Amy Jones and Jamie Lee.
Oh, yes, indeed. We are catching flights and feelings with Amy Jones this morning, singer and songwriter. Now, early on, she performed her brand new single, I Think I'm in Love with You. And now she's going to be taking us through our paces with a workout. I want to ask you that question that we just asked now. Do you remember your first time flying?
I do.
Yes?
I think I was 14. Yeah, 14 years old. And I remember the air hostess asking us, do you want chicken or beef strong enough? I think that's what you say. But then I heard strong enough, beef strong enough. I'm like, what is beef strong enough? And I asked my granny, what is that, Ma? She's like, no, Amy, just take the chicken.
Just take the chicken. If you don't know how to say it, I have a rule. If I don't know how to spell it, if I don't know how to read it or pronounce it or anything, just stick to what you know. But what you certainly know is how to stay active and keep fit. Look at your body, girl. You are just serving us body girls right now because you focus so much on just being active. And you're going to be taking us through a workout today, putting us through our paces. What do you have for us, girl?
Okay, so I thought we could work on our shoulders and abs today, and a little bit of legs, but not that much.
Okay.
Okay, so we do shoulder taps, and I'll just improvise in here. So you're gonna lay, the aim of this is not to move the hips.
Okay.
Okay, so we're just gonna do 5. So we're gonna do 1,
1,
2,
2, 3, 4, 5. And this really has to be focused on your core because you're trying to engage everything and try to keep still and not rock it. So definitely taking out through our paces for that one. First one in.
And then the squat. I love the squat because it just works on the glutes.
Yeah.
You know? So
the Kim K booty. The Kim K booty, the Amy Jones booty now.
But in this case, we're gonna elevate our heels. So on the toes, so you're gonna go on a squat and you're gonna just alternate like that.
1, 2.
There we go.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And how often do you work out? Every day?
Yeah, so 4 times a week, and then I do EMS training as well.
EMS Uno? What is EMS?
EMS training is like where you put the whole suit on. Then you work out for 20 minutes, but it's worth an hour and a half in gym.
Oh, wow.
And you're very sore.
You're very sore?
Like for 2 days.
Oh, wow. I definitely need to try that. But I'm trying to like...
You should try it.
Take you off from putting us through our next one. What is the next one? So after the squat, we're getting
after the squat, we're gonna do curtsy lunges. You know that one?
Favorite, yeah.
So you're gonna go, there we go. Nice one, Jamie.
Get that form. 2 workouts today, not even just one. We had Kashif earlier on, Amy Jones. You have no excuses but to work out with us in the comfort of your home, Mzansi. Amy Jones taking us through the paces for this Thursday.
Do one more.
Here we go.
Go.
Here we go. And one more.
One more. And nice. Okay. So I also, what I like to do is I'd like to do cardio, like a little bit of cardio in between my sets. So we're gonna do jumping jacks.
Jumping jacks, yes.
Okay, ready.
3,
and
2, 1, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Okay, you're gonna go on? She wants to go on?
No,
okay.
No, absolutely not. I'll stop when you say stop. You're the trainer. What next?
Okay, so then the last one that I also love doing is called the kneeling plank, and then leg lift to crunch.
Okay, so you're gonna have to show me that one because I don't know.
Okay, so you're gonna kneel like this. Then you're gonna lift and crunch. Lift.
Doing that, I will just
and
cheer
crunch.
you on. Sometimes you just need someone that's going
to
motivate you and cheer you. Amy,
lift,
Amy, Amy. Okay, let me try that. Let me try.
Come on,
so
try. Even if you
Anya.
just lift it like that and bring it back down, and then you bring it up. There we go. Well done.
Now I understand why you look like that, girl. You work hard.
There we go. 2 more.
And of course, what we do on the one side, we have to do
other side.
Over for the last one.
For the last one.
Hope you
And
are
lift.
wrong. Left
And crunch. Lift and crunch. Lift. Crunch. 2 more. You feel the burn?
Girl, I've been feeling the burn. Wow.
There we go.
Wow.
That's a little bit of...
I'm already in pain. You worked today. You made us eggs, you sang, you played a game, but guess what? Amy Jones still has 2 performances coming your way here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. But let us know what you thought of that workout. Expresso Morning Show on S3. We'll see you after this.
Only you can make my day. It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. You are live with Expresso. We're back in the kitchen with private chef Joy, and we're going to take out our frustrations on the humble potato. The humble spud gives us so many classic recipes that we all love to sink our teeth into, from potato salad to smashed potatoes, and that's what's on the menu today. Allow us to introduce our new favorite potato recipe. It's called crispy smashed potatoes with a delicious, delectable, spicy clover classic dressing.
Sure.
Ooh.
So
this is simple, but you've got to do it right.
Right.
And I've never actually, believe it or not, made smashed potatoes.
Really?
Can you believe it?
Can you believe
So, buddy, I'm going to learn the fundamentals now. So where do we begin? I know my job is going to be the sauce, and you can guide me through that in a moment, but where do we start with our potatoes?
So these are parboiled.
Okay.
Boiled. Normally for like 10, 15 minutes also.
Okay.
Yeah. So I normally use a knife or my hand. You can use a fork.
Depends how angry you are.
Depends how angry you are. Yeah.
You can karate chop, yeah.
Yeah, you can do that. So I'm gonna use a fork in this instant, and we're gonna push them down slightly like that, right?
Okay, so hence why they've got to be parboiled and pre-cooked, so they're relatively mushy and soft.
Exactly.
Cool.
That's that.
And I suppose, I mean, you could do it with a bigger spud. With these baby potatoes, it works well in this instance.
It is, yeah. And also you want it to cook faster also. So that's another thing.
And what I see here is there's more kind of angles to crisp.
Yeah.
That for me is like, with the joy of something like this is you want that textural element. So you've got the kind of soft center, but the crispy
crunchy
skin.
on the outside.
I'm like that with my spuds when I do them, because I'll part cook them and then I'll put them in the oven until they are so crispy on the outside that the interior is almost
so
liquid.
Yeah,
it's so soft.
soft. You can deep fry these also if you like. They come out better.
Or air fry, I suppose.
Or air fry. We've got air fryers now.
The trend at the moment.
You can cook them in dark fat also if you like dark fat.
Oh, now you're getting quite fancy, eh? And that's become quite the in thing at the moment. But it does. I'll do like often. I'll try that with roast potatoes, and it does add a different flavor component.
Exactly.
So I see you've been quite generous with the seasoning at this stage. How important is it to season as you go with something like that?
It's very important, but you also don't want to over-season things.
Okay.
So we can adjust as we go. Yeah.
Okay.
So these will go in the oven at 200.
Okay, so quite high. Cool.
Quite high. go. Just put it here.
Beautiful. Okay, so something like that, that's a great sounding board for flavor because you can just pick it up, you can dip it, you can crunch it, but we need the right kind of sauce. So talk me through the ingredients that are going into the sauce here, and I will do my best to put it together.
So we've got limes for acid, we've got cumin, cayenne pepper, I've got coriander, salt, sweet chili.
Ooh, nice. Okay, how much of our Clover Classic dairy snack am I putting in?
I have 3 tablespoons.
Okay. Well, I suppose you can do as much as you like, but
yeah.
This is a good sounding board.
Fine.
Then
we're going to add our chili sauce.
So I like that. It's going to have a bit of a bite. I personally would up the heat.
Me too.
I'm a bit of a freak for chili. I'll put the... so you said this is cumin?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, so this is going to be a nice, well-rounded...
It's cayenne pepper.
Sure.
Also, that's going to be quite spicy. Salt.
Okay, so now hence why I understand we don't need to over-season the potatoes because we've got
that in there.
Here we've got a lot of flavour going in.
Lemon juice, lemon zest, or lime.
Lime. What? You know, is there a fundamental difference? Because we often use lime in recipes like this, especially for like a finishing flavour.
Sure.
Is there a difference between lemon and lime, or what would that?
There is. Limes bring out much flavour into anything that you put, whereas lemons have a subtle flavour.
A slightly more subtle flavour, yeah. And we're lucky that we get really good limes here in the Cape.
Yeah, good.
And a little bit of coriander. And I'm going to mix that all together, and we've got, and I mean, this is our choice because I think you want a nice strong flavour.
Strong flavour,
but if you want to kind of lessen it in any way you can have a little bit of fun with it.
Yeah, you can add water also to thin it up a little bit.
Absolutely beautiful. And while we let those flavours infuse, what's key to this and what I love is the balance here, and bringing that balance. The Clover Classic dairy snack, it's smooth, it's delicious, it's creamy, it's the perfect go-to for that timeless taste, and it comes in a variety of flavours as well. Today we're obviously using the plain flavour because we need that kind of neutrality to give our roasted smashed potatoes a nice creamy, spicy edge. Absolutely beautiful. I love that. You could almost even go like a curry kind of vibe if you wanted to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk myself across here and I'm going to have a little taste of our smashed potatoes. How long do they need to be in the oven for to get that right kind of texture?
I'd say 15 to 20 minutes also. You can just keep checking or adjust your heat if you want.
Okay, and if you want to get this recipe, it's on expressoshow.com. In fact, you'll find all of our culinary inspiration there. Oh, that sauce is it's a lot. It fills the senses. There's heat there. There's loads of flavour, but for me, it's the textural element of crispy potato, the soft centre with that beautiful sauce. Chef Joy, you're an absolute legend. Go to expressoshow.com to get this recipe. Wow.
So, we've had classic fashion from Timby, classic cars, thanks Chad, and we've seen classic hairstyles. And you, Michael? Classic!
A classic range from Clover. Timeless taste.
Made with love by Clover.
And now we take a look at that 8 o'clock news headlines. The Department of Basic Education says it has not yet decided whether it will scrap the October school holidays. Now, the department is considering this step to catch up on class time lost due to the COVID-19 restrictions, and COVID-19 cases among Learners in KwaZulu-Natal began to rise earlier, necessitating the closure of a number of schools in and around Durban. However, the department spokesperson Elijah Mhlanga says meetings held with role players indicate that they are opposed to the scrapping of the school closing in October. Now, South Africa has recorded another milestone in the fight against COVID-19 as a local company has been given the green light to manufacture rapid test kits for the virus. Science, Technology and Innovation Minister Bladen Nzimande confirmed that the South African Health Product Regulatory Association had authorized a local biotechnology company, Cape Bio, to manufacture the test kits. Nzimande said that the test kits, co-developed developed by Cape Bio and the CSIR will help to reduce South Africa's reliance on imports, making it easier for the country to gain speedy access to test kits. In international news, at least 7 people have died after heavy rains in Ethiopia's capital, Addis Ababa. Rivers have burst their banks, causing flooding. Now, the city's acting mayor said the damage to life and property was severe in several areas in the city. Dozens of people have been injured and are being treated in different hospitals. The mayor expressed her grief and sorrow for flood victims and said that the city had learned that the need to do more to minimize the impact was becoming so much more necessary after heavy rain during rainy seasons. Afghanistan's President Ashraf Ghani has taken refuge in the United Arab Emirates. Ghani left Afghanistan as the Taliban advanced on the capital city of Kabul during the weekend. The UAE's foreign ministry said that the country had welcomed Ghani and his family on humanitarian grounds, and Ghani has denied fleeing and said that he had left to prevent what he described as a huge disaster. He added that he is currently in talks and to return to Afghanistan. The 72-year-old has faced intense criticism from other Afghan politicians for leaving the country. And like Yoshi, remember her 40,000-kilometer swim lasting 1,003 days to Western Australia? Well, Nobomvu is a loggerhead turtle weighing just over 50 kilograms. She's a beautiful red-colored one found entangled in a ghost fishing net near Gansbaai a few weeks ago. Thankfully, she was able to reach the safety of the beach, and some 4 hours later, with the assistance of 13 kind people at various stages, she was at the Two Oceans Aquarium in Cape Town. Nobomvu will be observed for a while to ensure that she has no serious medical conditions, and then she'll be released back into the wild. Now, during the first weeks she had so far been cared for, Nobomvu has regained her appetite and is building her strength. The Two Oceans Aquarium Education Foundation works endlessly to protect the oceans by raising awareness and ensuring our ocean animals are safe and looking after turtles like Nobomvu. We love that. What a feel-good story. That's where we leave it for this morning. Here's a look at the weather with Jamie Lee.
Thank you so much, Uncle Tabsy, for that final news update. Right now, though, the South African Weather Service says more snow, rain and thunderstorms are expected in parts of the Eastern Cape today. Now, light snowfall is expected in high-lying areas such as Sneuberg and Winterberg Mountains. The Weather Service yesterday warned that rainfall and strong winds could accompany the snowfall as well. And good news is that the chance of rainfall for today in the Eastern Cape is only 60%. Warnings have also been issued of snowfall over the extreme western and southern western high ground of KZN's Drakensberg areas and the extreme eastern parts of the Free State. However, farmers and the public are urged to take care of their pets as well as their livestock during these expected weather conditions. South Africa experienced snowfall for the 3rd time in the space of 2 months during the past week and weekend. Bring it back home. We want to also say thank you to each and every one of our viewers that shares our passion for a beautiful sunrise photo. We absolutely love seeing it. And this morning we started off with a submission from regular contributor Fatah Khan from Richards Bay, showing off the glow from the sun as it almost peaks over the horizon. Another one coming through from JP Malherba from Robertson, who shared this peaceful looking morning with the sun just about to come up through the trees. At 7 o'clock we also started off with Lee Vessels from Mossel Bay, who captured this absolutely breathtaking view overlooking steep cliffs and a rocky shoreline. And then last but definitely not least, we headed to Alberton in Gauteng, where Louise G. Sherry took this stunning photo of clouds stretching across the sky with the sun casting a beautiful glow from behind those clouds. And you know what? We can't even wait till tomorrow to showcase some more of this talent. But right now, here is a final look at the temperatures for today. And we'll start off with you, Polokwane. If you're out and about, do expect a low of 10 today that will peak at 28. Umbombela, for you, it ranges from 15 to 35. Pretoria, sunshine coming your way with a low of 8 and a high of 24, as well as for you, Johannesburg, with a minimum of 7 peaking at 22. Mahikeng, 624. Klerksdorp, for you, it is 222, and then Kimberley can be seen with a minimum of 2 and a maximum of 16. Bloemfontein coming through with -1, peaking at 16. Richards Bay, rain is expected to come your way with a low of 15, peaking at 22, and then Pietermaritzburg, rain with a 70% chance of rain with a low of 9 and a high of 20. South Africa's Playground Durban, your range is 15 to 21. Mthatha for you, it is 7-19. And then East London can be seen with a low of 10, peaking at 16 as well. Cradock 4-12. Gqeberha for you, it is 8-15 with a 75% chance of rain. And then George as well with a 72% chance of rain with a low of 6 and a high of 13. The mother city, Cape Town, can expect a low of 7 today. That will peak at 17. Worcester for you, it is 4-10. Sutherland coming through with -1 and a high of 6. And then last but definitely not least, Uppington ranges from 3 to 18. That is a final look at your weather here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And it's time now for a performance.
Well, we're back on the Expresso stage and we're continuing to elevate you to new heights this morning, cruising at an altitude of Feel Oh So Good. Singer and songwriter Amy Jones, she performed her latest single earlier, and now she is treating us to exclusively to an unreleased track. It's called I Need Your Love. Take it away, Amy. I love it. So much soul, so much heart with that. Thank you so much. Amy Jones on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso. The love is flowing in on Facebook. Do continue to let us know what you think of the brand new music. This one, an exclusive here on Expresso. Hashtag Expresso Show. Thank you for that, Amy. Beautiful.
Nourish your skin with Ingram's Camphor Cream, enriched with camphor and glycerine. Trusted to restore and repair dry skin. Ingram's, your skin, your brave.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back as we take you into the wild. And for our latest Into the Wild segment, we're going to be showcasing some truly extraordinary stories told by two wildlife photographers in the very popular Photo Tales Volume 2 book. It truly reveals the wonders of nature as seen through the camera lenses of regular visitors to game reserves across our beautiful continent. Barbara and Paul Foster. Barbara, Paul, so good to be connecting with you this morning. A very good morning. How are you?
Morning, guys.
Morning. Morning.
I'm a massive fan, and I've been missing the wild. I love the fact that you guys have this opportunity to take us there through your incredible photographic work. But I've got to ask, maybe I can start with you, Barbara. You and your husband are obviously regular visitors to game reserves, particularly the Masai Mara in Kenya, which I've heard is unmatched in its natural beauty. Talk me through this wanderlust. Where did your love for adventure and the wild first begin, and how did you get into this line of work?
Well, we are, we call it very, very adventurous amateur wildlife photographers. So we don't do it as a line of work, but the kind of money we spend on it, we might as well do this as a line of work. Paul always says, if you don't want your children to get into drugs, get them into photography, because they won't have money to spend on drugs. So,
that's a public service announcement. I love it.
Absolutely. So we went to the Masai Mara in 2012, and we sat on those plains one afternoon, and Malaika, one of a cheetah, a very famous cheetah, was showing her cub to hunt. And I looked at this scene and I realized this was not only a destination that we visited, going to visit only once, and we returned year after year, many times in the year. And we are very fortunate at this point in time that we have a little house just outside the Masai Mara on our Masai Rafiki's land. And we return 2-3 times a year, and we're about to return in 3 weeks' time again. So we've got a car in the Mara, and it is indeed our second home.
And probably your spiritual home by the looks of it. But through this journey,
spiritual home.
You've been able to capture these truly amazing moments, and we've just seen a picture there briefly, or a couple. And Paul, maybe I can put this to you. A cheetah in the river story featured in the second volume. Tell us about capturing this particular image.
Well, first of all, we know that cats detest water, so that was one of the interesting elements there. And Nima was on the other side of the Talek River, and she had to cross because obviously they need to move where they spray to hunt. One of the oddities of a cheetah is being one of the predators. They are the smallest. So whenever they make a catch, they need to eat very quickly and rapidly before some of the other predators will come and take their food away. So she had to cross the river, and it was quite fast flowing, and we were quite concerned that she was not going to make it. As you can see from the foam on the river, it was really not really maybe in flood, but it was coming down very strongly, and you can see she hated every moment. Now, the fortunate part there is that she was coming towards us so that you could see her face the whole time. And when she crossed and got to the bank, she gave herself a vigorous shake and immediately started looking around for prey to go on the hunt.
What I'm loving, it's those facial expressions, as you pointed out, that grimace, it's a human-like grimace as she's crossing the water. You feel her pain, literally, but how proud and majestic is that photo once she's on the banks on the other side, just beautiful. Now, Barbara, I'm going to ask you to talk me through probably one of, if not the most prized wildlife photo that you've taken and in the world, and it's a picture of a lioness holding your camera. How did this moment happen? How did you get your camera back?
It was not a prize moment while she was having it in her mouth, because our equipment is uninsured, because you can't afford to insure your equipment. You know, it's just too much money. And this was taken in Mashatu. Yeah, look at that. Look how she was quite proud to have my camera. And I mean, that's about 70,000 rands worth of equipment that she has in her mouth. And her cubs were just willing her to put that down because they wanted to play with it, you know. So this was taken in Mashatu in Botswana. It came about, it was in the winter and it was bitterly cold. And I had a blanket on my lap. And, you know, typical photography and wanting to get as many pictures as possible. I was also wanting to take a video. So I had, I thought, okay, let me put my iPhone on video, and I put that on a little GorillaGram grip on one of the photo vehicle's bars. And I continued shooting on the camera that you saw on the lion's head. So she then, and while we were shooting, our driver guide was telling us the story that this particular lioness, he's a bit unsure of her. She was, the previous week she approached a car, and the driver got so frightened he actually wet his pants. So, and out of the corner of my head, I see, yes, so this was the story carrying on. So out of the corner of my eye, I saw my iPhone was getting a bit unstable, and I decided to remove it. So I put my camera on my lap, and it slid down and fell face down on the ground, and it made a doof sound. And this lioness, she had 3 cubs, bigger cubs, as you saw. And there was another lioness, little rascals. There was another lioness with 2 very small cubs. And this lioness immediately approached our car. And she gently flipped the camera around so that she could take the camera by the lens and strolled off. We had to reverse. We then retreated, because that's what you do in the bush. If an animal approaches you, you retreat. And we retreated. She took my camera, and as you saw in the video, walked away with it. She walked away until she got to their den area, dropped it, and the cubs started to play with it. We then followed her, and then fortunately, like all kids, they got quite quickly tired of their new toy.
Thank goodness.
And thank goodness, we could retrieve the camera, and there were one big teeth mark on my focus ring. Lots of tiny teeth mark on the lens hood, because as you could see, the cubs were dragging the camera around by the lens hood. And the camera was in absolute perfect working order. I just didn't want to do anything with it. I just wrapped it in a cloth, in one of my Maasai shukas, blankets, and took it to Canon as is. It was very dusty, because I was just concerned.
I'm trying to imagine you trying to explain to the guy at the camera store exactly what had happened to that camera. Absolutely beautiful. The images that have resulted from this very close encounter are amazing. You said it was a 70 grand camera. Well, that camera is now priceless, and it has been immortalized. You guys do amazing work. I know you say it's not a full-time job, but I think it's a full-time calling, and I'm so appreciative that you've been able to...
Unfortunately, it is.
Oh, man, it's beautiful, and you guys are doing an amazing job. So thank you so much for joining us this morning. Hopefully that has inspired in you, yes, the wanderlust, but also the love of this natural resource that we have on our doorstep. We are so blessed here in Africa.
Well, there's something quite similar between those cubs and the pets that we keep at home. There's something quite magical that happens when you connect a young child with a pet. Yes, they take your equipment and play around with it, but the bond that is formed is not only filled with fun and love and joy and all those good things, but kids do develop that invaluable skill that they need of compassion and responsibility.
Absolutely. Now, thanks to the Clever Kids Smart Dogs Training School, the Atlantis community in Cape Town is experiencing this kind of magic in abundance, and we can't wait to see it. Take a look at this.
How special is this? I'm here in Atlantis at the Clever Kids Smart Dogs Training Facility, where young children from this area can bring their pups to firstly learn how to care for them, but also how to train them. This is amazing on so many levels. I mean, most importantly, how cool is it to see happy children and happy pets learning, loving, and growing? This is so cool. First of all, well done. This is mind-blowing. I'm looking around seeing happy kids and happy pets. That's a first massive tick. But this is playing out on so many different levels. Where did this all begin? What sparked the idea?
I live close by. I live 2 kilometers up the road, and I started helping the dogs that I saw in distress in Witstrand, which is really down the road from me. I realized we desperately needed sterilization drive here in Witstrand. Eventually tears came, and then the people were queuing. And I realized that we weren't actually teaching anybody anything. We were not improving the lives of the dogs. So the best thing to do would be to connect with the children. So we started off 4 years ago with 4 little boys and 2 dogs, and it has grown hugely.
I learned Tiger to take, roll over, sit, stay, handshake, and so that she can learn other things that other dogs know. I used to feel like dogs are like guard dogs, and I used to feel like dogs are bad things when I was still small, like a young baby. But I've been taught that dogs are like your family when you got them. She makes the coolest dog that she loves people, she loves other dogs, she loves playing, and she even loves me.
Oh man, they are doing such a good job. I'm a father and I'm an owner of 2 beautiful pups, and I've seen firsthand how life-changing the relationship between a dog and an owner can be. Yes, you're teaching responsibility, but it's also about that sense of companionship, that unconditional love, the building of the emotional intelligence. They are getting it right here on so many levels. This is going to change the lives of these kids. It's amazing. It's so cool to be connecting with you and your amazing team again, working on the ground floor here in one of the smaller communities, making a fundamental difference, not just within the community, but in the children's and the pets' lives. Obviously getting the next guard out there where it's needed most, but also feeding on a number of different levels a huge amount of growth. I understand you do a bit of volunteering here yourself. What does this mean to you personally?
Well, I love animals, and what's important for me is being part of an animal health company. I get the opportunity to interact with welfares like this. What I can see is that it gives the children a purpose, and it also brings a sense of community. To be part of the Clever Kids is almost like an elite situation.
My dog's name is Jasper, and I got him by my grandma in Eastern Cape. Some of them have a lot of ticks and fleas. Some of them used to sleep in microwaves. Some of them used to sleep in playing houses and washing machines. Most of the children here have dog houses. That's why they're happy to be here.
You can see the children's confidence building, and with the young leaders, the impact on the community is so much better because they can actually educate the rest of the community. So it gives them they become their own little ward where they look after the animals in their little ward. And seeing that and the greater impact on just the animal health in the community is extremely rewarding.
My dogs' names are Boxer and Captain. They are learning very well. They've done more tricks and commands. I've been more responsible for taking care of the other dogs, and besides my dogs, helping and assist here on Saturdays for training.
Having our young leaders makes them responsible within their community. So if there's a problem, they can go to the young leader before they try and contact us even. It's just, I am crazy passionate about this whole thing. I wish we could do more.
This is honestly one of the most successful and impressive initiatives of this kind that I have ever encountered. By teaching these kids how to love and care for their animals, they are giving them a sense of pride and a purpose that they are taking back into their communities. It's vital and it is just so special, but they need our help. They rely on donations, so please go to their website and help however you can. These kids, this organization, they have earned that. Clever kids, smart dogs indeed. I've always kind of felt that how a community treats its animals, treats its pets, is such a clear indication of where they are as a society. And man, they are getting it right there. It was such an inspirational day. So thank you so much for letting me get into that world. So inspired.
Salute to the Atlantis community. But more coming your way on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Fashion and beauty editor Knox Mafu is here to tell us how to style those chinos. So don't go anywhere. We'll see you after this.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. I did warn you, it's time for fashion this morning, out of the wild and onto the catwalk. Coco Chanel said it best. Simplicity is the keynote of all true elegance. Yeah. And I hope that all the guys out there will agree with me when I say that a good old chino is exactly that. It's elegant and simplistic. Now, our fashion and beauty editor, Miss Knox Mafu, she's here to guide us in the right direction when it comes to wearing chinos.
Yes,
Good
girl.
morning, Mama. I like to say yes.
Yes. I also love the color that you're wearing, actually, because it speaks right to the vibe that we're doing today.
You got the memo clearly?
Exactly. Brown is the color, but I think khaki also, and that roasted kind of color really is the base of all our favorite chinos.
Love that for you. Gone are the days where chinos are just, you know, those one stock standard kind of pants when everything, but now it's all about balance and blending and different colors. What can we expect in the chino trend this season?
Well, I think there's a beautiful range of sizes and cuts based on what it is that you're looking for. So we've got about 4 distinct categories that we're seeing in this range this time. And of course, it starts off with the skinny, right? So the skinny is a far more focused on a tight focus around the thigh and also the ankle, really a mid-rise kind of setup. Then we've got the slim fit, which I have in my hand over here, also coming in really beautiful colors. As you can see, there's a range here. But what about the slim fit is that it's similar in the family of skinny, but this has got more of a close relationship or kind of a taper to the thigh and the ankle. So really...
We love to see that.
Exactly. We love to see a little bit of meat in there, but this is really great for someone who wants to go for a more relaxed look, something that's a little bit more modern and edgy. So the slim and the skinny, mid-rise, made of course with brushed yarn, which is something that, you know, Woolworths really focuses on comfort and real sustainability. And then we've got the straight fit. So for me, the straight fit is something more a little bit classic. So you'll find that this has got your straight leg over here. You find that there's a little bit of a breathable cotton in here, really easy. You could pair this maybe with a big t-shirt if you're looking for a more relaxed look. And then of course, when you go to the 2-pleat or the 1-pleat, you're now looking at a more tapered look. So this is a relaxed fit, but we can see that there's the pleat action over here. This is really for someone who doesn't like a fuss, but also really wants to look classic and finished. And then of course, for your smart casual looks, and you can even make the smart, we've got the tapered with the 2-pleat, and you can also get this in a 1-pleat. Now, all of these can really be dressed up or down, whether you take a t-shirt, whether you take a shirt. All of these ways make these pants really come alive, and they've got a range of colors from your browns to your kind of, you know, reds, really rich colors, which I'm quite excited about.
That's what I was going to say, because when I think of chinos, I usually want just a guy that I'm interested in or whatever to have a linen shirt with it. How would you style it and make it still fun, funky, trendy, but still keeping with the simplicity of the chino?
Yeah, I think, you know, the chino is kind of the classic man staple. So I think if someone is looking for more of a smart, casual kind of style to it, then I think if you were to go with the 2-pleat or the 1-pleat, I would pair that maybe with a relaxed shirt. So you were saying, you know, so this is a pure cotton shirt. Really nice.
Sexy.
Exactly. It's bold, it's loud, but it's also really made with great cottons, and the color range is good. Otherwise, if you want to go on a summer's day, you know, a little closed shirt or a short sleeve shirt is great. But then, of course, if you're looking for something that's a little bit more casual, your t-shirts and your golfers, I've got a really nice golfer over here that I would pair either with the skinny or even the relaxed straight legs. So it's really how you style it. You can add a blazer just to make it a little bit more serious. But if you want to add a bomber jacket, the versatility of this item is what actually makes it shine. But I think the best way to see it is always when it's on a body.
100%. And we've been seeing this a lot on Graham, but we flew this specific model from Hammanskraal.
You know, I worked very hard for this one. I had to buy my tickets quickly because style maven.
Who is him?
So we've actually got Utabiso in the skinny chino, which I spoke about earlier. So very similar to the slim, but a much tighter focus on his thigh, as I'd mentioned, and a more tapered look on the ankle. We've paired that with some everyday sneakers, which give it the edge, and I love his socks for a bit of character. And then, of course, the shirt that we spoke about there, really relaxed fit. He's buttoned it all up. But if he wanted to let it down a little bit for a little bit of a flotation, he can also for...
Not too much, not too much.
We're still on TV, but we're live, Jessica. So this is really fun because, you know, it's classic, it's finished and polished and does a lot for his body, you know, in following the structure and form of his body.
Teresa, how do you feel? Like, where would you wear this outfit to?
This is really awesome because this type of look is brilliant in the sense that it doesn't seem too relaxed.
Yes.
But it also doesn't seem like you've put in too much effort. So you're not team too much, but you're not also like team too flat.
Exactly.
This is fantastic. So on a Saturday out, for example, with the gents, if I'm out having drinks with my friends,
brilliant.
For example, this is perfect. If you're going out for a date, maybe sundowners, for example,
on a Sunday with a little bit of
on a Sunday when you're taking the kids for a bit of a walk and you're walking the dogs, but you're also want to stop by the restaurant as well. This is perfect for that. I love it.
And I feel the thing is the materials that are made are very breathable cotton, so the move and the ease of it, even though it looks like it's fitted and tapered, which is the style, I think Thabiso could have a really busy and fun day and not feel like I'm so stiff, you know? And that's kind of the joy of how well these things are crafted.
This is exactly why we flew him from Mohammed's crowd, because he came serving the looks. Now, of course, you at home, you can refresh your look and spring and summer by investing in chinos made from sustainably sourced cotton and designed with a hint of stretch for the most comfortable fit. Now, of course, as always, you can find your perfect fit and so much more at Woolworths, and this is available in-store, online or on the app.
A promise to the planet, to tread lightly, to act with care. To think of the future, to appreciate nature, to shop more sustainably. Woolworths, the difference.
The rich taste that says you've arrived. Uyigakara. Living a life of illusion. Leaving your finances on the rocks. In this world of Bazotina Bantu, do you want a bank that takes your money or a bank that takes your money seriously?
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Yes, we're about to cross the final frontier, and as I re-energize with some silky smooth flavors, we're going to take an opportunity to have a bit of a history lesson. In fact, probably look as far back as we possibly can while we savor these moments. And we've spent the entire morning up in the skies, from reminiscing about the first time you were on a flight to being able to fly via an insanely cool simulator. Now we're going to soar further into the sky to learn about stars and galaxy formation this morning for our latest Final Frontier segment with the science engagement astronomer who has us engaging, and he's from the South African Astronomical Observatory. It's Dr. Daniel Kahneman. Dr. Dan, good morning. How are you, buddy?
Good morning. Thanks. Yeah, I'm good. So
I'm very cool. I'm loving the fact that we normally kind of throw forward a look at the latest advancements in our exploration of space. Now we're looking back. Way back. So I'm going to start with a couple of big questions that I know are nearly impossible to answer in this amount of time, but I know you're the man to do it. In the simplest terms possible, how are stars actually formed?
all right, so stars are formed out of something called cloud collapse. So you'll get a cloud of gas out in space. It's very similar in sort of appearance or feeling to a cloud in the sky. And under gravity, all of that gas gets pulled together. It makes it more and more dense. And ultimately, once it gets dense enough, it gets hot enough, and it'll ignite and form a star.
And that's where the fusion begins, and it keeps burning. So how does this then lead to the formation of galaxies? And what is in a galaxy to have it called a galaxy? What makes it up?
So a galaxy is just a collection of stars. So generally billions or hundreds of billions of stars. And what forms a galaxy is kind of the other way around. So the gas all collects, there's dark matter, all of this kind of collects into a very, very dense region of space. And within that region, stars begin to form. So you first have a very dense region. It's surrounded by dark matter. There's a whole lot of gas in there, which condenses and starts to begin forming stars. Then, because there's so much gas over so many years within a galaxy, more and more stars form and the galaxy builds up.
We're looking at some beautiful visuals here that are obviously speeding up billions of light years so that we can see it all playing out. And I think this is where the scale of space starts to warp our minds. Now, we know, thanks to great minds like yours, that the Milky Way is roughly 13.51 billion years old. How many stars are in our Milky Way? When we look up at that beautiful night sky, what are we seeing?
So in our galaxy, there's about 200 billion stars. So that's kind of an estimate. We're estimating it based on the mass of the galaxy. So we can measure the mass of the galaxy quite accurately. To find all 200 billion stars is very difficult. So we don't have an exact count, but we can estimate. The one thing to mention there is we just saw that great visualization is galaxies don't necessarily form in isolation, and that's something which is very interesting. So our galaxy, we know, has had these interactions with two galaxies sort of interacting and disturbing each other. And this is also something which is very interesting in terms of the evolution of a galaxy over time.
Over time, since the very beginning of time, which again starts to warp the mind. So what kinds of galaxies are there? I'm looking at two very different graphic representations. How many different types of galaxies are there, and what are they?
Well, they come in kind of a lot of different sizes and shapes. So they range from really quite small to huge galaxies with trillions of stars. And our galaxy is a spiral galaxy, so you would have seen the images there. We have spiral arms. It kind of spins around. It's a very flat disk, and that's a fairly common type of galaxy. But there are other forms of galaxies which are much, much bigger, which are elliptical galaxies. So now they're a kind of a round or an ellipse sort of oval, much bigger, much older. So these are generally redder, the spiral galaxies are generally bluer, and those are the two main types. Although, as you can see, they come in all shapes and sizes, and we know that there are about 2 trillion galaxies in our universe, and no two are the same.
Wow, man. Oh, you've just blown my mind once again. Being able to see the visuals certainly does help conjure that image, but this is just so exciting to delve into that. Dr. Dan, thank you for taking us on a trip through space and time, my friend. Always such a pleasure connecting with you.
It's my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
One thing that you can travel through every galaxy and never get old of is a homemade recipe with the ones you love. So let's tuck in.
Yeah, and a homemade recipe is all the love you need. Let's talk about happiness. Let's talk about love. Are you ready for that conversation?
Creating memories, all of that in the kitchen. Because that's where most of the memories come from. It's like going back to your gogo's house, your oma's house, and creating food with memories.
I love that it all does start in the kitchen, and it all does start there. The memories that we sort of build, the stories start with the meal, right? And we're creating happiness this morning. Baked goodies are the most, I suppose, the most humble way to show happiness and to show love and to share that with everyone around. And that's what we're doing this morning, so stick around for that. Because creating homemade happiness, okay, as we've been going on about it, is as delicious as diving into a slice of something heavenly, especially when it's made from scratch. Yes, like I said. And so today, on International Potato Day, we are celebrating the humble spud and its sublime varieties. Yes! Our snowflake sweet potato flatbread is guaranteed to bring smiles and joy to your loved ones' faces. Now, it's the perfect meal for sharing that homemade happiness. Let's get straight into it, Jamie Lee.
International Potato Day, but we are using sweet potato for this recipe. So we're going to be taking 3 cups of our 5-in-1 savory mix. It's easy.
Yeah.
It's there for
Snowflake have thought about all of this, and they've really made it so simple for all of us. Snowflake 5-in-1, whether you like it sweet or you like it savory as a snack, or, you know, sweet or savory snacks, there is a Snowflake 5-in-1 mix just for you to create 5 different types of recipes from this one product. And I love that. You can do so much with it. All you need to do is bring your creative flair. It's about you bringing yourself and your pizzazz to create anything savory with the 5-in-1 savory mix, from amadombolo to fritters, bread, muffins, or even those Friday night pizzas that we all love. Do you see my face light up? I know, my face also lit up there. The nice thing about the range, Jamie Lee, as you will know, is that Snowflake has a range of deliciously simple flop-proof pre-mixes for you to choose from. And I love that I mentioned flop-proof, which means that someone like me, or even Jamie Lee, I mean, let's be honest, I mean, she's not 100% there in the kitchen, can really get this one right. Just add a couple of kitchen staples and you will soon have a batch of your family's favorite goodies ready before you know it. Oh, you're getting in there like an auntie,
You
hey?
have to like literally get in here.
Getting in there with that auntie like, hey?
The kitchen fairies are telling me like, girl, you got to work today, and this is exactly what we're doing. So we are working it. You have to make sure that the dough is nice and beautiful, because this is going to be the base for your flatbread, okay?
What did you mix your flour with?
So it's a cup and a half of yogurt, plain yogurt.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, and like I said, because it is International Potato Day, we are using sweet potato for this one, but you could use regular potatoes as well. So those are the ingredients over there as well. While I keep mixing this...
What do you want me to do?
I'm going to trust you. You're going to regain my trust in the kitchen.
We said it's flop-proof, this whole thing.
Yeah, it is, but for you, it's flop-proof. We didn't say it is tabiso-proof.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
No,
but
so I'm just like slicing this up. Thin. Okay, that's an easy ask. Come on, you're not asking for
so
a
I'm
lot
still going to
here.
be working this, and this is going to be your nice dough for your flatbread, okay? So keep working it. Yeah, that is...
I remember my mumsy used to make me actually do this, like chop up stuff. Whatever it was that needed chopping up, she knew she could rely on me to do what? To do it. So that's why I'm getting this right so quickly. If you want this recipe, you can go on our website. It's expressoshow.com, and on there you will find a list of all the ingredients you're going to need, and you will see quick and easy, very few ingredients you're going to need to bring this recipe to life and create all of that.
Okay, so I'm just going to work with this small piece right now, because really I'm not trying to get all of this in there. But basically what you're going to do is you can put some more of that flour on your hands, just to make sure that it doesn't mess anywhere. So I'm going to put that on there. And then what you're going to do is you are going to spread this out onto...
You want it flat, basically.
Flat.
I'm creating that flat bed.
Because it is flat bread.
Flat bread. That's
you know what I mean?
I know what I'm talking about.
There we go. So just push that out nicely.
Okay, cool. Do you want me to get
Obviously
some more?
Obviously, we have more time. No,
Do you want me to get some more? Must I just push this one in?
We can just push it.
Okay, cool. But you're already doing it.
Yeah, exactly that. Because you're going to do the toppings for me, so push that in nicely. Obviously, with more time, you'll fill all of the areas and you'll have more time. But now it's a time for you. This is actually a circle flatbread.
Yes, I like that. That's the nice thing about flatbread, is you can make it any shape you want.
You can make it in a heart, because I think I'm in love with you.
You think you're in love with me? Oh, Jamie, stop.
Just a little bit, just a little bit.
Okay, well.
So mozzarella cheese is going to go on there.
Going on there. And you have to be generous with the cheese, guys. This is something we always say here. You can never have too much cheese. Go with the cheese. Hoi! The cheese, as generous as you can.
Some salt and pepper as well.
We want it to really be creamy and rich.
Yeah, a little bit. Salt, pepper, some rosemary as well. You can use whichever herbs, mixed herbs, some oregano, but we're obviously using some
rosemary. I mean, the smell of that, can you imagine once this is in the oven? I mean, you're smelling that rosemary coming through.
She is the girl.
She is the girl she thinks she is.
And then we also have some red onion. You can, I wouldn't say go with white onions, because the red onion has a sweeter taste.
But it also adds to the look. It adds to the look of your final product, let's be honest.
The yellow tree is op die flatbread.
The yellow tree. And then what else do you want?
Some of the red
onions. Okay, cool. Going on there. We're getting those rings nicely there, like the Olympics. Okay, there we go.
And then, of course, the beautifully, thinly sliced sweet potatoes.
You are not going to get better sliced potatoes anywhere unless you have watched this and you actually are following these steps, because I made these.
And then you're, of course, going to pop that into the oven.
Cool.
And 20 minutes?
25 minutes, 20 to
25 minutes. Get that nice golden
love
brownness. That cheese will just ooze. Perfectly complemented with that sweet potatoes.
And that's what it looks like when it's all done.
Yeah.
Look at that final product over there. It looks absolutely amazing. Now, here is the good news for you at home. Yes, we've already given you the good news in the form of the recipe, but you also do stand the chance to win great prizes for creating your own homemade happiness. How's that? Simply purchase a snowflake product to bake your favorite creation using that snowflake product and keep your till slip as proof of purchase. Now, cook or bake something for a special lady in your life using your Snowflake product. Now visit the Snowflake Facebook page to post a picture of your creation and your Snowflake product in the comments on the competition post. Use that hashtag Snowflake Homemade. It's simple. You could be the lucky winner of a 2,500 Rand cash prize or voucher to the value of 2,500 Rand. T's and C's, they do apply. You can find them on expressoshow.com as well as on snowflake.co.za. I just want to take a bite into that.
Go for
but
it.
in the meantime, go to expressoshow.com for the recipe as well. I love this. Look at how beautiful this looks.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Time for just one more performance. We're back on the Expresso stage one last time so we can be taken out into our Thursday morning on the perfect notes. Singer and songwriter Amy Jones, who we have put through her paces this morning. She's cooked, she's trained, she has been tested on her musical knowledge, and of course she has given us two breathtaking performances, and she's about to do that right now once again, performing her track, Dance on My Own. Take it away.
Just wanna dance. Just wanna dance. Holding on to you is all I wanna do. But you broke my heart in two. Now I don't care about you. No need to say goodbye. I know it hurts. No need to start a fire. I know it burns. No need to see me cry. No need to say goodbye. No need to start a fire. Just let me go. I just wanna dance on my own. Just wanna dance on my own. Just let me go. I just wanna dance on my own. Just wanna dance on my own. I just wanna dance. Just wanna dance on my own. I just wanna dance. Just wanna dance on my own. On my own. We loved until we cracked. Now I don't want you back. Some days I feel alone, but you'll never be my home. I know I've been strong. No, I'm not holding out. You're slowly killing me. Ooh, baby. No need to say goodbye. I
Stop.
She's not dancing on her own anymore because
No, we've joined. You're dancing with us now.
Yeah, we will dance with you any day of the week. She is gorgeous, she's lovely, and it's been such a pleasure hosting her and all of our guests this morning, but most importantly, you, and we do it all over again tomorrow morning. Have an amazing day. We love you. Adios.
Ciao, ciao.
Here's to baking the winter blues away and trying new adventurous recipes to put the spring back in your step. Made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.